Hello, welcome back then. Gosh, then we're in our third day of the opening weekend of ALR, and of course this is the fourth season of Bronze. And Bronze has only ever had one full season of Formula One racing, haven't they? Of course, in their first season, I think we only had 11 Grand Prix, and last season, no, I think it was 9, sorry, and then last season we had 11, didn't we? So this season then we'll be going for a 20 race calendar. Bronze, I think, has only ever had 21 races in their most races in their season, and of course they missed off one, didn't they, as we had issues there with Vietnam, didn't we, unfortunately, back in season 2. So we've only ever had 21 Grand Prix. And up is the Williams team, the Constructors World Champions there from Bronze last season. Great display there from Dylan. I can't say much about the second driver. That Ginger Age guy was a bit useless, wasn't he? But Dylan absolutely was flying the flag very nicely for the Williams team. Of course, he was the eventual world champion for Bronze then. And in the Constructors World Champions, we have Chappie then, who made a late appearance in a Bronze last season, only 6 starts and finished 15th in the championship, but he does have a lot of talent, doesn't he, behind him. YBR there, of course, who is a silver driver in his previous ALR experience. He is making his full-blown debut then for Bronze for the Williams team as well, and of course there he's going to be very happy there, because being in the Constructors World Champions, and that is the perfect place to start your career, or your first race, I should say, in ALR Bronze. So good stuff indeed there. Up next is the Haas team then. Of course, Haas had 2 very good drivers then, who kept putting the points on the board, didn't they, last season then. And of course, they was running it very close there, but the Williams team there just edged it out then towards the end. And of course, Haas with the very, with the controversial livery scheme there, isn't it? But I quite like it personally. Jamie Enright then, or as I called him, Allright in the draw, didn't I? But Jamie Enright then finished off last season absolute to perfection. He won the last 2 Grand Prix. Is that going to be a springing platform now to really get himself going for the championship this season then? I think he's got to put himself in the hat for the championship, in my humble opinion. Artie Weed, and of course, he had a lot of downs there, but he had some great performances. So in the Italian Grand Prix, didn't he? I think was one that really came to mind, but unfortunately, a bit unlucky there for Artie Weed. And he's a seasoned campaigner, though, isn't he? And starting his 30th Grand Prix, and that experience and that racecraft, I think he's going to come to the foray this season with Artie Weed. And of course, in pre-season as well, there was a race I watched where he looked very, very good indeed. Then, and so if Artie Weed can get to the end, then that's going to be very good stuff. Up next is the Ferrari team. And of course, there is going to be a big point of interest for Ferrari and the joint constructors, because they've got 2 very strong lineups, haven't they, in the top 2 divisions. And they have started off with Roscoe as well, who is returning for the Ferrari for the 2nd season in a row. He's starting his 28th Grand Prix tonight with a win already to his name then. So Ferrari, I think, for the joint constructors, are looking very strong this season, and they very good stuff indeed then. Of course, up until this season, Ferrari have been pretty appalling in ALR, aren't they? And up next is Theo. Of course, Theo with that incredible Grand Prix. I think he had that incredible Grand Prix win last season, and he also won overtake of the season as well. I think that was the overtake of the season in the whole of ALR, not just in Bronze. It was fantastic, wasn't there? On the outside, the top of Lake Com there. And Theo, of course, that Grand Prix win there, he is now could be able to break through at the glass ceiling, I would say. Next up is the Papaya McLaren team then. Of course, or it's orange then, but of course, I like the Papaya name then. Of course, since Ted Kravitz has said it, I've absolutely loved it. In the and of course, and the McLaren then, who I think had a bit of a up and down season for Bronze last season, didn't they? So hopefully they can get themselves going then. And in the McLaren team, it is D. Ashley then, who was a super sub most of last season, wasn't he? With 20 starts to his Bronze career, D. Ashley is, and I think that he is going to be the favourite, or one of the favourites, and definitely go with the bookies' favourites. He's already had a Grand Prix win last season. He finished 8th in the Drivers' Championship, albeit he hasn't been driving for many of those races. And Ayrton Ayrton is returning back to Bronze after getting relegated from silver at the end of last season. Unfortunately for Ayrton, he does hold the only driver in history of ALR to win a Grand Prix and still get relegated. Of course, that incredible emotional Grand Prix back in Italy in silver. And so fantastic stuff there for Ayrton. But he's returning to Bronze and with his 31st Grand Prix start. And so good stuff to see Ayrton back to where it all began then. The Alfa Romeo team are up next then. And of course, I love the livery of the Alfa Alfa Romeo. Great stuff indeed, isn't it, there for the Alfa Romeo? And we're just looking at the front of the car. It looks beautiful. It's a work of art there, isn't it, for the Alfa Romeo team. Camaro Racer, who I think is the most experienced driver in ALR Bronze this season. He'll be starting his 31st Grand Prix start tonight. Then 1 Grand Prix win, 3 podiums as well, 14 DNF. So he needs to nip down the bud though if he wants to go for a championship campaign. Bullet then, of course, the second silver driver then to get relegated, unfortunately, from Silver, but he had some outstanding races, didn't he, in Silver? I think the Monaco Grand Prix really holds in my memory a great drive there. He's had 2 career starts in Bronze, and his points to start ratio is pretty impressive in Bronze. So I think that Billet there might be a bit more at home in Bronze, and that is what we like to hear there for our favourite Hungarian driver. Up next is the AlphaTauri car then, of course, powered by the Honda then, albeit it does sound quite like a Formula E engine there, doesn't it, really, then? So I'm not sure if that was intentional or not then, but it's not a very nice sound in my opinion. In the AlphaTauri then, we have Shatters then, who is of course who had a strong campaign last season, didn't he? Finished 6th in the championship in the end. Shatters did, so I think he'll be hoping for to be in those promotion places into Silver, going on for season 7 then, or season 5 of Silver, I should say. Swan Shanks as well, unfortunately had to give up his seat after a couple of races last season, but he's back in full capacity, and of course he'll be starting his 4th start in Bahrain later on tonight then as well then. So hopefully Swan Shanks there can get some points on the board then. Only 3 career points so far in his 3 starts, and he would like to up that a bit more this season. Up next is the Mercedes team then. Of course Mercedes have a Grand Prix win, didn't they, in courtesy of Theo then, but unfortunately the consistency wasn't there for the Mercedes pairing, was it? But let's see if I could change that. Of course, it's a new season. I remember Bronze last season only had 3 races, only had 11 races. Then it is very difficult. It's a very difficult way to approach a championship. Crystal Mays, who driving the Ferrari last season, is in the Mercedes, and he's had that Grand Prix win as well. He's had 3 pole position. Crystal Mays really came out the blocks flying last season, and it looked like a strong contender there for the championship, but that wasn't to be there. As consistency and instance that really cost him, I feel. Lewis Williams there, another driver, returned to full capacity in Bronze then after he had to step back from racing then, but he is going to be back in action in a full-time capacity of the Mercedes team with his 6th start happening here tonight then for Lewis Williams there, but hopefully there he can have less DNFs in this season, which might also be an ever-present point scorer. Next is the second Honda-powered car, Altitude then, so it is the Red Bull team then, of course, got to make most of the Honda power unit before it bows away from Formula 1 next season then. As a lovely shot here from the Red Bull car as well, lovely front view shot there. Oh, absolutely stunning stuff indeed then. In the Red Bull is a Vintage then, who has jumped from the Mercedes team over to the Red Bull team as well. Vintage did. I think that Vintage narrowly missed out on the relegation last season, didn't he? Vintage did. He started off the season so well, didn't he? Vintage did, but unfortunately he had a lot of he just tailed off towards the end there, didn't he? Vintage then, but I think that in a full host of races this season, I think the Vintage is going to be a prime contender. Irvine making his full-blown debut here tonight then. Of course, he was the runner-up, wasn't he, in COBALT last season, and I feel that he is coming straight out of the frying pan and into the fire for Bronze, and I think that Irvine is going to be one driver, one of 10 drivers I think will be in for promotion at the very least then this season. Now on to the new teams, and of course 2 new teams like we've said in gold and silver. So it is the Alpine team up first, and of course formerly known as the Renault team have transitioned into their sports car brand. So it's Alpine Renault for this season, and in the Alpine it is Cryptic Alibi jumping over from the Haas team to the from the American team Haas to the French team Alpine, and with his he's now missed a bronze race in his career. Good stuff indeed there for Cryptic Alibi, and he's going to be starting his 12th race this season. And Cryptic Alibi, I'm wondering how he's feeling about last season. I did remember that he was probably aiming for a bit more than what he got then. Baz, then the third and final driver to be relegated from silver last season, had a bit of a nightmare season, Baz didn't he, in the Alfa Romeo. So hopefully for a fresh start with the French Alpine team then going forward that for Baz, and I wonder if he'll be aiming to try and bounce straight back up into the silver category. Finally, the last but no means least team, it is the British team. It is the return of the British Racing Green on a Formula One calendar. On the Formula One grid, I should say. Of course, the last time that happened was the Jaguar team. I think Caterham was also green as well, weren't they? But of course, I do remember Jaguar quite fondly. In the Aston Martin team, then we have got you mad bro, the first ever COBALT World Champion there. Of course, we still remember that epic drive in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff indeed that for you mad bro. And of course, he is coming up as he's coming up in a really hoping to continue where he left off from COBALT last season. So you mad bro, the first ever world champion for COBALT, and Joseph as well, who finished third in the COBALT World Championship last season. So there's two new drivers in the Aston Martin have got to deal with. So it's a whole new team, a whole new driver lineup as well to finish off the driver lineup for bronze. Hello, everyone. Thank you, past Sean, and it is now present Sean. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday night. Welcome to Bronze. It is time for another season. It is time for a third dose of Bahrain as well. Looking forward to this one. Of course, last season, remember that it was Crystal Maze who started off incredibly well, wasn't it? With 3 pole positions on the trot then. Of course, so this season, it is going to be slightly different. I would hazard a guess then. In terms of the history of Bahrain in a bronze capacity, we've only ever had one race around here in bronze, and of course the Grand Prix winner was actually Farf. Goodness gracious me, Farf won the season 2 around here. Total Pease has got the all-time lap record around here, and he's also got the fastest lap of the race as well. His qualifying points are 25.204, then whilst his fastest lap was a 27.132. I'm going to hazard a guess then. I'm going to make a bold statement here tonight. There is going to be a record-breaking lap time and also a record-breaking qualifying time as well. Let me quickly go to the comments, shall we then? As you've heard me narrate for way too long, haven't you? We got Ayrton then straight in the comments straight away there. Ayrton making his return to bronze as we mentioned in that driver lineup preview. Hello Ayrton then. We've also got Gordo saying hello as well. A Sloth evening. Good evening, Sloth. Young Tommy there also giving us the peace sign as well. Young Tommy on the podium after that magnificent display last night. Sirius Busham is keen to get going, isn't he? There, he's saying, "Hurry up already." A good evening, everyone, and good luck to bronze as well. Diashi, who might be one of my favourites, I think, for this season's title, perhaps. But as he said, evening, guys. Sirius Russia, good luck, bronze. Have a good one then. Nunda saying, wait, Williams have won the Constructors 2 seasons in a row. Indeed, they did there. Of course, Williams there won in season 2 and in season 3. So very good stuff indeed there for the Williams team. Can they do it in season 4 as well? Goodness gracious me, that would be absolutely unheard of, wouldn't it? Theo is yo. Good evening, Theo. Good stuff indeed. And of course, Theo, who is made the jump there from the Mercedes to the Ferrari team, and the Ferrari team are looking very, very strong, aren't they, in terms of the joint constructors world championship this season. Since at least you're humble, Sean. I figured that was the comment about the Williams team last season, of course, because technically I'm a constructors world champion, which I'm going to probably milk until the cows come home. We've got Vintage saying, evening everyone, good luck to bronze tonight then, and so good stuff indeed then. Sirius Rusham, Camaro is my tip for the world championship. Camaro Racer, I think, is the most experienced driver on the grid there. So Camaro Racer, can he use that experience to his advantage there and get the bronze world championship? Camaro Racer, I think, am I telling a lie here? Let me have a look. I am telling a porky, I think, then. So he has got 30 starts along with Ayrton, who's also got 30 starts as well. So yes, Ayrton and Camaro Racer are the 2 most experienced drivers in the ALR COBALT grid tonight then. Good stuff indeed there. German is expecting an Ayrton Senna display light from someone then. Said Emerson is at work then. Goodness gracious me. Ayrton has just replied then by saying it might be a Bruno Senna performance then. Bruno Senna did have flashes of brilliance in his career, didn't he? But I think that when the Bruno Senna was had to take a step back from go-kart, and I think that's when he lost a lot of the important years, isn't it? Really, but otherwise, I think Bruno Senna could have been a superstar, couldn't he, if he didn't if he didn't stop from go-karting? But of course, there's more important things in racing, isn't there? We've got Kakarot Goku evening all then. Good stuff indeed. Then we've also got Gunnar saying the Polish jinx this season. It is indeed. Then the last two races then haven't really for the Poles here haven't really been too good, has it? Really, unfortunately for both Milan and Welsh Maldonado. Sarah Smith also said the safety cars are jinxed as well. Then Burnt can help join the track. Chris Packett on the straight there. Get out there on the straight. Burnt, get out there. As we've also got Nunda Backett giving Tommy chant there. Good stuff indeed. But Tommy's not in the race like that. Lewis G, come on, Ross and Craig Troffer there. Yes, indeed, that them two drivers will be on it like a car bonnet. I would say then, of course, Lewis G had a great debut last night. How in the world did that? How in the world did Lewis G get around 22 laps on those soft tires? Oh, sorry, on the medium tires is beyond me. Then, as Nuna saying, what a lad. Then Lewis Williams also saying, "Evening, ladies and gents. Hoping for a good race tonight as well." As Lewis Williams then returns to the foyer. Emerson saying, "Good luck, Ayrton. Gonna smash it tonight in bronze and bronze in general. Then another Hilton champion, I reckon." Then and Dynamite saying, "I'm going to need it. I'm going to need it." Lewis as well. Then good stuff indeed. Then right then. So then that is it. That is all the pleasantries done. Then I would hazard a guess. Then we're about to get going then for the Bahrain Grand Prix here in Bronze. Then I'm kind of hoping it's going to be a not as a frantic Grand Prix as it has been the last two nights, because I am absolutely shattered. And goodness gracious me. I must say, the last two nights, I have actually looks like I've taken a shower with my clothes on. Goodness gracious me. I was absolutely saturated in the last two nights. Hopefully that is not the case said by the, that's hopefully not the case said by the end of the night then. But then again, actually, I hope it is the case, actually, because then that means that we've had a stupendous Grand Prix, doesn't it? So 3 DRS zones around this circuit, and on the start-finish straight, in between turn 3 and 4. Turn 3 is a very pesky turn this season. That's where Mazepin spun off in the race, of course, in the opening race of Formula 2021 then, and a lot of hard drivers have also had some issues as well. And of course, the third and final DRS is down the back straight into turn 10 and 11 as well, over the supported grid hatchings, and of course that. So those are 3 DRS zones like then. Of course, 15 turns around this circuit, technically 14, because if you get 14 right, then turn 15 is a non-existent turn. Then Pedro Dalla Rosa from 2005, I think that was his one and only race for the McLaren team, was it, in 2005, if I'm not very much mistaken, because Montoya had that very auspicious injury, didn't he? Whether it's a tennis accident or whether it's a motorcycle accident, we will never know. Maybe it was a combined of, maybe it was both. Maybe he was playing tennis on his motorbike, as I heard someone say as I heard someone say recently, and that potentially might be the case, but who knows? Who knows? But anyway, that is the past. We're on the here and now, as Steps likes to sing. Now, I do love a good old Steps as well. Of course, I don't like walking the steps, of course, but I do like listening to steps. Right then. And here we go then, is that we are now on the track then, and all the graphics are up. Lovely stuff indeed then. We're about to get going then for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix event then. Of course, we've got some debuts tonight as well. AC Immortal is driving in the Alpine car. I would hazard a guess that looks like a light blue Alpine car to me. Good stuff indeed then. We've also got Ming's Dumb Cave then also driving as well in the Aston Martin tonight then. So Aston Martin then, I've got 2 debutants here tonight in ALR Bronze, so hopefully they do well. Spudhead is driving in the Alfa Romeo, by the looks of that. So good stuff indeed. We've also got iConnects then, also in the second Alpine then. So Alpine have got a completely different lineup here, and 2 brand new drivers indeed. Then good luck to both of them. Ross G is also in the. Is that the Red Bull? I don't think that's the Red Bull. Is it? What's the other blue cars around here? Goodness gracious, we've got too many blue cars, haven't we? I think that's the Williams car, isn't it? Troffer Haas Banger is in the Red Bull. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong there, my good sir. So those are the reserves tonight. Quite a lot of reserves then in action here in ALR tonight, and good stuff indeed then. So we now accelerate out, and away we go then, as we're a couple of minutes into the qualifying session then, as Ross G is the first driver out on the track then. And now just on board then with Ross G, as he is just getting himself going, and he is just warming up those tyres in the Williams car. Williams then last night, and what a shame for the Williams team. And I must say, I gotta say, my heart went out to both the drivers last night. It was absolutely disappointed to say the very least. Said, wasn't it really? As of course, it was a 1-2 for the Williams. Unfortunately, New Potato didn't even get past the start-finish line, and Maldonado had technical gremlins from what we've heard. Unfortunately, then we didn't see on the stream, did we? But there were some technical gremlins with Maldonado's control, and which basically curtailed her attempt that of challenging for the Grand Prix win. What a shame there, wasn't it? Of course, she also had that 5-second penalty as well, but I don't think that would have cost her too much time, and I think that the podium at the very least would have helped Maldonado there. So it's such a shame, isn't it, really, for Welsh Maldonado, but hopefully onwards and upwards, isn't it? Nunes said he used the tyres from our dead chant from Hamilton to survive at 22-lap tyres, and gosh, we've also got Kakarot Goke saying good luck, Bronze as well. Dynamite saying, here we go, troops, and here we go indeed. Diashi reckons that there's going to be a rainy race. Just kidding, and of course it might be a raining race because of course it rains 12 days a year, doesn't it, in Bahrain? I love that little snippet of information. I say it every time I am on the stream then. But here we go then, as we've now got Ross G then, who is going to put a first, it's going to be the first driver to put a time on the board then as he comes up the hill into turn 4 as well in car 23. So good stuff indeed as we're on board then with Ross G now then as we're coming down the hill. Good stuff indeed. I love the over the shoulder shot here from the Williams car. Lovely stuff. Gordon saying, come on site then. Sorry, I should have said I Connect said so. Yes, so I Connect said has got some fans behind him in the turn. Former Gordo. Brooksy's asking, where's you mad bro? Fit you mad bro? Unfortunately can't be here tonight. That's such a shame because I would love to have seen the COBALT champion in action tonight then, of course, but so unfortunately cannot be the case then. But the good thing though about this season for Bronze and for COBALT, we got a full calendar, as a full calendar as we expect anyway, unless we have any technical gremlins. So it's going to be 20 races then for Bronze, 20 races for COBALT as well. And goodness me, how are you guys going to cope? How am I going to cope then with so much action here in ALR this season? Fantastic, isn't it? Here comes Ross G as he is now coming down now then, and let's see what we could let's see what Ross G can do as he comes across the line, and DRS wide open from the rear ring. He goes fast on the 26.556 to start our adventure here in Bahrain. Love the sparks indeed. That it just makes it so action packed, doesn't it? So Ross G then has started us off, and good stuff indeed then for the Williams driver. Chofra has gone into it's gone second fast at the moment in the Red Bull. Ayrton's gone fastest by half a second in the McLaren. Very happy to be in the McLaren team out of this Corsair, as he won that incredible Italian Grand Prix last season in silver. What is he going to be aiming for this season? And Ayrton is in the McLaren. Well, we're going to find out then. But he currently at the moment is the pace setter so far. Lewis Williams has left the session now. Hopefully he'll get himself back in pronto. Of course, if he wants to get another crack at this qualified session. On board with Immortal now then. Yellow flag in sector 2 is the McLaren just getting out of the way of Vic of Ayrton. Immortal there coming down the back straight as well. Let's see what Immortal could do then. Back on board then from Immortal then. DRS then is right on the money car too. And he goes fastest there by half a tenth of a second there from Ayrton. And of course, this is only qualifying one. Of course, we got to not get too excited yet, do we? Because we have got a long way to go in this qualifying hour. Of course, there's 3 qualifying sessions in qualifying 1, 2, and 3. We're aiming to lose 5 drivers in qualifying 1, 5 drivers in qualifying 2, and qualifying 3 is the shootout. Oh gosh, there! And what's going on then? And it's not good at all, is it? It's Roscoe. Roscoe's off the circuit. He is out of qualifying, and that is not a good start at all for Roscoe, is it? And oh my goodness me! And one of the drivers who I would think that I've got to say I've got a lot of favourites in this who potentially could win the World Championship. Roscoe was also on my list as well, but my goodness me, he's going to have to start from the back of the grid. The Ferrari driver is said, as the marshal is just trying to move his car away from the scene of the incident there, out of turn 11 going up into turn 12. But Roscoe is But Roscoe is going to be absolutely, be devastated by that. Spudhead has gone into 6th fast mode. Now Vintage is in 5th. Chappie there, of course, making his making a full season this season. Chappie is in the 2nd Williams. He is in a 4th position mode now. A whisker behind his teammate Ross G. Then so Chappie there kind of gets some points on the board. Then while we're going to. We're going to find out in the not too distant future. I've got to say I've lost my comment section already. Connexen has gone to 5th fastest in the Alpine, and good stuff indeed there for Connexen. Also making his debut start as well. Good stuff indeed there. As we're just watching the Red Bull, who is currently the slowest of the time runner so far. Diashi out on circuit in the 2nd sector. Swanshanks is invalidated this time. Theo is also out on circuit as well. We're going to stick with Diashi for the minute then. And here is Diashi. I can't believe I'm saying he's only had 1 Grand Prix win. Diashi has in his bronze career. But I think that he is going to be a driver to watch out for, isn't he? On board now with the McLaren driver, and Williams is back in the session. Good stuff indeed. Roscoe, unfortunately, is out, and he's going to have to be a spectator now for the remainder of this qualifying session. Unfortunately, look at the sparks coming out of the rear of the McLaren. At the moment, the other McLaren of Ayrton is 2nd fast at the moment. It just feels right to have Ayrton in the McLaren, isn't it? Diashi's gone 3rd fast at the moment. Whisker behind Ayrton. And so Diashi in 3rd fast at the moment. Theo has just gone into 7th fastest in the Ferrari as well. Good stuff indeed. The Chappie's had the 2nd bite of the cherry there, and he is 2nd fast as well. These times are coming in thick and fast at the moment there. I'm trying to keep up. Lovely stuff indeed there. Here comes Joseph, who is 3rd in the championship. Oh gosh, sorry, I just absolutely hit my microphone there. Joseph, who is 3rd in the World Championship last season in COBALT, and of course him and Irvine made a super duper team, didn't they, in COBALT? So let's see what Joseph could do now, and he's 4th fastest. I love the helmet as well, by the way. Oh, fantastic stuff from Joseph there. That's an absolutely beautiful helmet. I think he's won my helmet of the season already. Good stuff. We're just watching at Swanshanks and in the AlphaTauri then. So far then is we've just seen Diashi. Oh gosh, there Diashi is out of qualifying. He's gone off there at the oh goodness me, Hamilton crashed there back in 2008 there in practice in the McLaren, and unfortunately Diashi has also crashed here tonight as well. Emerson's been in the wall there, and wow, we have lost 2 drivers in this qualifying session already. Then we've already had 2 safety cars in night 2 in silver, and we also had 2 safety cars in gold as well. I've got to hazard a guess we're going to have 2 safety cars tonight then. Here comes Jamie Enright then. I keep saying Allright there, but Jamie Enright then, of course, he is feeling very happy with himself at the moment. Of course, he's on a run of wins at the moment now. He's done 2 for 2 in the last Grand Prix in Brazil and Abu Dhabi there. Can he make it 3 Grand Prix wins in a row for bronze for his bronze career? Out of the final turn then. Here comes Jamie Allright as well. Enright, I say. I don't know where I got Allright from. And he comes across the line. He is fastest by 2 tenths of a second now from Immortal then. So good stuff indeed there for the Haas car and for the Haas driver indeed there. So he's going to be very happy with that. Really setting the benchmark right from the get-go. So Enright is fastest at the moment, and his teammates off there. RDW is a sputtered there at the pesky turn 12. There's no one behind him there, so RDW just making sure he doesn't damage the back end of the car or the front end. Remember that there's a new damage model on this game this season, and the first driver, as far as I've heard, was actually Knowlesy in his Red Bull car on Sunday. He backed his car into the barrier at turn 8, didn't he? And unfortunately, he had a humongous. It was just it was difficult to drive the car, wasn't it, there from Knowlesy? And that was a bit unfortunate. So that is why you got to be careful. You cannot just in the old games you could probably just back the car up in and just not worry about it, but of course not anymore, can you? Which I think is good from my point of view. Of course, you got to just make sure that you're much more comfortable, haven't you? And just now on board with Lewis Williams. Whilst Lewis Williams, hopefully he can stay in the session as well. Then, and it was lovely helmet design from Lewis Williams as well. I think Bronze has got the best helmet collection so far. So just now on board then with. On board Lewis Williams and accelerated out then and up into turn 3 then. We just let's just take a look then. Percy mate is just asking where's she mad bro as well. Of course, unfortunately he's not here tonight. We've also got Billet saying he doesn't he's not coming there. Of course, I've just confirmed now. Of course, Billet there. Unfortunately, I don't think Billet is not come on the pitch just yet. He's got 6 minutes to go though. Billet has. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in the broad. I love that camera. That's fantastic there from Lewis Williams. Hats off to you, my good sir. Good stuff. Sarah's version there. Gotta support Dee and Jamie in the Haas there. Points tonight for Lewis Williams there from Rob Mackey there. We've also got Dumb Cave saying hello, good evening, Dumb Cave, or Mings, and I'm going to call you. As of course, it's great to have you on the stream now for the first time. Good stuff indeed there. Jamie Enright is saying I'm doing a first to last challenge then. So of course I hope that's not the case. And of course the pole position has been a bit of a poison chalice so far, isn't it? Young Tommy saying come on Swanee and Shadows at the moment. We've also got Sin Becker's control video. Problem think it might be the game's fault then. Yeah, of course I think that she was robbed, I think, of her second Grand Prix win last night, wasn't she? Lewis Williams has gone into 12 fastest in the Mercedes car so far. Crystal Maze is now on a quick lap as well, as is Mings then. And Mings Dumb Cave coming out of the final turn as well in the Aston Martin. He is super subbing for you, Mad Bro, the COBALT World Champion, and he is second fastest. Wow, impressive indeed. And Crystal Maze is in fourth fastest in the second Mercedes as well. My good gosh. And I gotta say, there are some very impressive time so far in the session. Oh, love the helmet design there from Shadows as well. Absolutely spectacular stuff indeed then. Before Shadows comes out of the final turn of turn 14 and 15. Shadows goes 14 fast at the moment. Of course, we've already lost Diashi, who's been into the wall, unfortunately, so he is going to have some issues there. Billet has not come out of qualified. Billet has not come out of the pit lane just yet then. But we'll see if well, hopefully it comes out in the next 5 minutes or so then, because that would be that's exactly what well, otherwise he would be at the back of the grid then. That's not what we want to see for Billet, is it? And as I've already mentioned, I'm looking forward to seeing what Billet can do. We've just seen, I think that was Spudhead who's just gone to 11 fastest, so good stuff indeed there from Spudhead in the Alfa Romeo. Good stuff indeed then. So Jake Wilson saying immortal for the win there. Zach done a corner without crashing. That's a personal best there from Gordo as well. We've got Williams there coming across the line now, and he has gone 12 fastest then in the Mercedes, doing a second by the cherry. Good stuff indeed there. Wally's and Shatters at the moment there is 4 seconds down. He's finished his lap there. I think Shatters, I think that Swanshank has also finished his lap there. RDW is on a second time around as well, but it's in the pit lane at the moment now, and I think that we've just seen someone going up into third position. It was Crystal Maze and his teammate has had an excursion. Williams has had an excursion there coming out of turn 3. I think he's okay. He is carrying on then, luckily enough. And so we've got to keep an eye on these drivers. And RDW is not okay though. He has invalidated his time. RDW is. I've seen RDW have a good session, in pre-season session a couple of days ago. He has got the pace in this Haas car, but of course he does. But of course if he's got the pace, then he has to make sure he has a bona fide lap there put on the board, then otherwise he will not. Pace means nothing then without a lap then. Without a lap then, which is illegal. Excuse me, I've got to adjust my position then. I've got these green shorts on today, and they're not really helping me one iota. Jamie is retired from the session then, as he is fairly happy with his performance so far. As Nunda saying the gearbox glitches are insane then. As Sersman saying I hate that glitch then. Diash saying I'm so stupid then. As unfortunately he is exited stage left, but in the qualifying session unfortunately Mings is retired from the session and he is fairly happy with his second performance so far. Good stuff indeed then. Just now on board that with RDW as he comes back into the pit zone. That's a very rude Red Bull there, coming out in front of RDW. Goodness me, that would be a unsafe release there. Oh good gosh there. But of course oh gosh, there's Crystal Maze there. Is not sure what happened there for Crystal Maze, but it looks like he veered off into the barrier. Luckily, hasn't damaged the Mercedes too much there, so he might have got away with that. Ross G then is a 71/102 down on the first split time. He's got an AlphaTauri in front of him there, so he's going to use a bit of slipstream here, but he's not going to be happy with that AlphaTauri if he's going to get in the way. And I think that on board there, Swanshanks in front of us, and I love the name tags on there. And goodness me then, because I was going to have to find what AlphaTauri was, albeit there's only one out on circuit. That was it, so that's narrowed it down for me. 600 in the second half. Ross G is in the second split time, but that AlphaTauri in front of us is not helping at all. And Swanshanks there now gets out of the way, and oh goodness me, I'm not really. I think that Swanshanks possibly could have and should have got out of the way earlier on, unless he was on a lap and invalidated his time. Then of course we don't know the full story to that. Then, but of course, as you all know about me, I'm a very suspicious man. there, Ty. I think Swanshank's, let's take a look, and I can't get above Crystal Maze for some reason, so I'm going to have to go around there, Ty. Well, that's good. Yeah, Swanshank's invalidated this time. He was 6/10 of a second up in the second split time there, so Swanshank's unfortunately had a invalidation there, and that's a shame then. Ayrton retiring from the session. He is very happy, right up in 6th position at the moment then. And just take a look then, as young Tommy says that the stream is like 10 seconds behind there. It's like a 10-second delay, meaning that his immediate reaction was typed in the chat then, of course. I hope that, so is the stream 10 seconds behind, is it? Okay. Well, there we go. Anyway, we're just on board Billet at the moment. I'm sweating profusely again. Oh gosh, this is absolutely, oh my word, there. As we're just now on board with Billet, then, as he is now coming out of turn left and powering up the hill indeed. Then, so here comes Billet, and he's only got 38 seconds there to really sort himself out there. Gunnar saying nice pace from the Aston Martin driver, said. So just out on board, and let's see then what he can do as he is now coming down the hill now then, and let's see then, as a Billet, and this is the final turn then as well, then out of the final turn then Billet is and let's see then, can he get himself through into qualifying 2 then. Of course, I've got big hopes for Billet, and yes, he is in 9th position, and that's a good time indeed there, Billet, right from the get-go in the Alfa Romeo. Great stuff indeed then. Great stuff indeed there for Billet, absolutely fantastic. Theo is currently in land fast at the moment there, and so Theo is going for another bite of chairs now. Williams is missed the checker flag there. We've also got Connect, who is invalidated this time as well, unfortunately. RDW is all or nothing now for RDW. What about Troffer now out of the final turn? Troffer is a 10th of a second up there. Good stuff indeed there, but I think he has time for one more run then. RDW is at the top of the hill now, and there's also a Alfa Romeo, no, it's an AlphaTauri there coming out on that track now then, as we're on board then. As Vince saying that Swanshanks wouldn't block purposely there. Of course, there was me really going down the dark path. I wasn't I? But no, Swanshanks was on a quick lap, wasn't he? He was almost 6/10 of a second up in the second split time, wasn't he? Before he invalidated his time there. So unfortunately, it was just unfortunate timing, wasn't it? Really? If you're on a quick lap, you're not obliged to get out of the way, are you? Because otherwise, well, of course, Formula 1 drivers shouldn't be doing that anyway. Of course, you're trying your best there to get out of qualifying 1 then. And I think that it was just unfortunate timing on both drivers' behalf. They just seemed to meet in the middle, didn't they? Theo is 72 hundredths of a second up, then Billet is now come back into the pits. So Billet is in 9th position. Good stuff indeed there from the Alfa Romeo driver. Theo out of the final turn. Theo goes 10 fast indeed. Then that should be safe enough. But what about RDW? He hasn't set a time just yet. RDW hasn't now. And let's see then, out of the final turn, and RDW goes 13 fast. Then that is enough to get him through at the moment. Then, but I think he's going to have a very concerning wait then. Wait then as Roscoe in 20th position, Swanshanks down in 19th position now. Swanshanks there struggling a bit at the moment. There's Shatters down in 18th position now. Troffer in 17th position now. Connects out of qualifying, unfortunately. He is unfortunately going to be a spectator in the final qualifying session. And also we've got an abandoned time now from the Red Bull driver as he comes into the pits then. What about Shadows then into a final turn as well then. Car 23 then accelerating out as well then. Let's see what he could do then, accelerating away, and here he goes 13 fast then. Good stuff indeed. And Lewis Williams then is also out of qualifying. So Diashi well, technically is in qualifying, but unfortunately he's going to be starting 15th on the grid there, as no spare cars in Formula 1 these days, as I say that more often than not. That's the first time I said this in this season though, haven't I? So you might be able to let me get away with that one. Shadows in 13th position now, RDW in 14th position now, so RDW is through into qualifying 2. Fantastic stuff there for RDW. He's going to be over the moon, isn't he there? With only 1 run there, but unfortunately I think he had 2 attempts there, so he may have used 2 sets of tyres in that opening qualifying session, which may not be a good sign there with it then. And just taking a look then at the classification now, Jamie Enright then is at fastest so far by 58 a second from Mings Dumcaven. Fantastic debut from Dumcaven. Brilliant stuff indeed that. And same with O'Mortal as well, right in the thick of the action. Good stuff indeed that. So let's take a look at the bottom 5 drivers. Unfortunately out of qualifying, and it is Roscoe down in 20th position there. Unfortunately didn't even get I think he was on a quick lap there, wasn't he? Swanshanks in 19th position. Trough out in 18th position, Connect in 17th position, Lewis Williams in 16th position now. Diashi unfortunately out qualifying as well, and he crashed heavily, didn't he? And that is it there. He is out qualifying, and which is a big shame then. As we're now going in to qualifying today, we've only got 15 minutes now to sort out the bottom 5 drivers again then. Oh gosh, so I've had I've got to say, I've had a bit of I had to rush down me bottle of Coke then before coming on stream tonight, and I think it's starting to repeat on myself, and I'm full of wind then, which is normal, which is nothing unusual, is it really? But there we go. But I'm proper full of wind now. Oh my word, that I'm also glistening with sweat. Then this is not at all. It's not a good sign at all, really, is it? Anyway, we're 30 seconds into the second qualifying session now. Sirius Bush saying that nice and close again, loving it. Then of course it's brilliant. Somebody Sirius Bush has openly admitted that this is his favourite division then, and I've got to say he is not wrong, is he? It's absolutely a cracking division to watch, isn't it? I really enjoyed watching Bronze back then, mainly when I am not mainly when I'm not in the war or making a mess of myself. Was Gordo saying no, Zach, as he is unfortunately out qualifying. Kaz saying welcome back, ALR. Kaz should be in action tomorrow for COBALT, so any Kaz fans out there, keep an eye there as Kaz is returning in the Scuderia red Ferrari, as they so we're looking forward to seeing what Kaz can do there. Just what J Enright saying there, Lewis was 14th and Diashi 15th, but Lewis got knocked out. What's going on there then? Gordo saying because Diashi was fast then, but put him back, but it shows their time at the end then. Kaz is saying good luck to Ferrari as well. Search mushroom there. Mings, make sure you don't get that the wrong way around then. Of course, yes, and I got to say I got to be very careful, aren't I, with that today, man? Goodness gracious me, then I can get all sorts of bother there. So yes, and unfortunately Mushroom has now planted that seed into my mind, so if it does get a bit close and personal then with Mings in another driver, then that could go horribly pear-shaped, as everyone knows about. I always get my G's mixed up with Gunnar, Gurman, and all kinds of other G's then in the ALR field then. As Joseph at the moment is just trying to warm up those tyres. I remember last night we had quite a few drivers starting on the soft tyres, didn't we? But this early safety car really put paid to that, didn't it, really? But we'll see how this one goes out. It's not guaranteed then. It looks like Joseph is still warming up those tyres, isn't he, there? So he's not going full beans yet, is he? So struggling to get tyre temperature in the even though yes we are in the desert, it's quite a chilly night, isn't it, here in Bahrain? As the temperatures in the night time in the desert does drop quite considerably, doesn't it? As I heard on the Discovery Channel a few years ago, probably 2 decades ago now, actually. Is the Discovery Channel still going? I have no every idea. But there we go. So just watching Joseph getting out of the way of one of the Haas cars. It is RDW at the moment. Jamie Enright there is currently out on the circuit as well, and he is currently the only driver on the soft tyres at the moment. Enright is then. Let's see if he backs off or if he carries on then. The other, actually, I tell Live Vintage is also out on the lap as well in the soft tyres as well. Yellow flag is fluttering then. I think it is Joseph there just getting out of people's way at the moment. He's really struggling there with the tyre warm up, isn't he, in that Aston Martin? As now his RDW powers up the hill as well. We've just seen Picasso asking where is Irvine. Unfortunately, Irvine can't be here tonight. I'm not sure if he's I'm not sure if he's working or not. Then I must say I haven't really paid too much attention tonight. Then as Billet saying good evening and good luck everyone. I'm very happy to race in Bronze. We're very happy to have you as well, Billet as well. Of course, Billet has shown some incredible class in Monaco last season, and I'm going to put an early bet on now because Billet is very much a street specialist, isn't he? Very similar to Knowlesy from Gold, isn't he? I think the Billet is a very strong candidate, I think, for the Monaco Grand Prix. I'm going to put a cheeky £5 bet on right here, right now. Immortal goes fastest then in the Alpine now by almost a second. My golly gosh, said Chappie in second position. Well, now, no, I tell a lie, because Ross G has just eclipsed his teammates now by 2/10 of a second. If you can eclipse anyone by 2/10 of a second, Ross G has certainly done that. Yellow flags is floating all over the show at the moment. Spudhead has gone third fastest. Shatters in fourth position. Ardy Weed is at sixth position. Joseph going for another time run as well. Enright there on a quick lap at the road, and as is Vintage as well. Vintage is now climbing up the hill then. Now we're going over 165 miles an hour then, as we come up to the turn 13, then breaking down then into just 90 miles an hour before getting on the loud pedal once again, then getting on the go pedal once again, and as we now go up and down, then it's a lot of undulations on this track, isn't it? Before we go into 14 and 15 then. Of course, Vintage hasn't used much of his battery at all, has he? And I think he's abandoned his time and come back into the pit lane. There he is, and he's boxing, and he's calling it a day. Just taking a look then, as we've got the Enright then, who is just behind Spudhead at the moment. Spudhead in a very happy full position. He gets out of the way then of Enright as well. Of course, he is the man on form. I love the helmet design as well from Enright. I'm sure that is actually from Joseph has gone second fastest then. Yeah, Joseph has gone second fastest, and of course his first time run then was a bit sandbaggy there, wasn't it? And there's a lot of sand around here. Shatters has gone fifth fast, that is good 17th there, just going back to Enright as well. Artie Weed is looks like he's had a problem in the final turn now, and unfortunately that's oh gosh, they're in both the Haas cars. I thought they was going to have issues there, but Enright there flying into the pit lane now as well. Here comes Ayrton then on the back straight as well. As I just watched Serious Motion go get him a bullet then. It's the Red Bull tease them up, lads. Red Bull have also lodged a complaint, haven't they, against the stewards there for their lenient penalty on Hamilton, or was it a fair penalty? Of course, we could open an all kinds of can of worms here tonight, can't we, about whether that was a lenient penalty or not then in Silverstone. Personally, it was Hamilton's fault then, but I think it was a racing incident in my humble opinion. But there we go. Of course, I'm a Hamilton fanboy. Everyone knows this there. I absolutely love Hamilton, but I think it was a racing incident personally, but there we go. Anyway, as Ayrton then, of course, is not going to be concerned about the incident whatsoever, because all he's going to be concerned about going into turn one as well. Love the vibrant colours there of Ayrton as well. Of course, in the McLaren there on the medium compound tyres, and of course he had a lot of experience, gained a lot of experience in silver last season, didn't he? And of course he got that epic Grand Prix win in Italy as well. As of course, I've got to be kind to Ayrton, because I think it's serious mushroom, and I also seem to say a lot about I seem to always have a negative. I also give negative vibes out to serious mushroom and Ayrton. I don't know. I always seem to bring up the incident, or I seem to always bring up the incident with FIFA Beefy and serious mushroom at the Chinese Grand Prix last season, and of course there I also. And I've also been bringing up Ayrton being the first driver to be relegated after getting a win in silver as well. But I think so far so good for Ayrton, and he's really looking very comfortable in this McLaren so far, looking great indeed. That he goes a bit wide on the curb then, but I think that is absolutely inch perfect. Good stuff indeed. That going through the pesky turn 12, and he's done a 5.600. Good stuff indeed. That and now he's got one more decision to make then, one more braking point as well. As we look to the left hand side, that's where Ayrton's eyes are going to be looking. Where's he going to brake? Goodness me, just before the 50-meter board. That is absolutely sensational. Back on the power now. He's looking for the DRS. He finds the DRS then. He goes across the line. He goes third fastest. A great competitive time there for Ayrton, and a lovely something there. But I don't think that is safe. I don't think anyone is safe there at the moment then to get themselves into qualifying at 3 just yet. And so there is still all to play for. As here comes Ming's Dumb Cave then, who is now then on the track then in car 2 in the Aston Martin car then. He has got the DRS wide open then. So currently as it stands there, we've got a couple of drivers who aren't set times just yet. Enright was out on circuit a minute ago on the soft tyres. He's now come into the pits, thrown on the medium compound tyres, and trying to get himself through. Trying to get himself through into qualifying free on those medium tyres then. We have also got Crystal Mates, who hasn't set time just yet either. He is currently in the pits there, just chilling out then, if you can chill out in the desert, but he's certainly doing that at the moment. Theo in 14th position there. Only 14 cars then in this qualifying 2 sessions. Unfortunately, Diashi is down in 15th position there, and that's one of the drivers that I was expected to be on the podium here tonight then, but that has not gone on at all on script, has it there? And that's the beauty about ALR. This is, you do not win the race on paper. This is not scripted, and certainly not by a long shot then. You have to, you can't just talk the talk, you have to walk the walk, don't you? As I think, was it AC/DC that walked this way? Was it AC/DC? Hang on, I'm thinking something completely different now. I think it wasn't it. It was MDC, wasn't it? Also, so with a mix of oh gosh, there I'm talking about music. I should be talking about Mings. There he goes. He's fastest there by less than a tenth of a second. Now it's very much nip and tuck there. I'm loving this. That was absolutely fantastic stuff indeed there. So just watching a billet there into the middle sector as well. Then look at that lovely stuff indeed there. Billet there with lovely new helmet design as well for this season there for our Hungarian friend then, as he is now coming up into turn 11. That is where Roscoe exited the qualifying session. Unfortunately, Enright is also out on circuit as well. So he is about to finish his lap, actually, Enright is. So let's go to Enright first then. And he comes across the line. He is fastest by almost half a second on those medium tires there. And Enright is looking quite fabulous at the moment. Absolutely fabulous stuff indeed then. And Serious Mushroom has spared my blushes once again then. He's helped me out with my appalling lack of memory there. Billet has gone 11 fast. It's good stuff indeed there for Billet there, but I think he was going to have to find at least a 10th, well, just under a 10th second to get himself into qualifying 3. But I'm wondering then if he's got time to get him in the pits. He's got 4 minutes, so he's going to have to get a shift on there, isn't he? If he wants to get himself into qualifying 3 on those soft tyres. As Serious Person said, Ayrton, Ayrton, your burn was worse. I laugh out loud that. We've also got Serious Person saying Rum MD DMC then, and Vintage saying Aerosmith and Run MDC. Thank you very much, guys. Aerosmith. I can't believe we've got Aerosmith and blimey, I can't remember who I was saying now, but goodness gracious me. There we go. That is. I must say though, my favourite Aerosmith song is, of course, is it I Don't Wanna Miss a Thing? I don't know, something like that. Anyway, I like to sing that sing that to Ayrton before I go to sleep every night. Then as we're just coming down the back street, and this stream's taken a very unusual turn. That's a very uncomfortable turn as well, isn't it? But let's see what Theo could do then. Hopefully there's no uncomfortable turns for Theo on this lap then in the Ferrari car. 48 then comes across the line, a Grand Prix winner in bronze, isn't he? Theo is then, so he now knows how to win a Grand Prix. He possibly could have and should have won the 2 Grand Prix in his career of ALR, but lovely helmet design as well for Theo. Matches the Ferrari, absolutely stupendous stuff there. I'm a man who loves helmet designs. It is one of the most important parts, I think, of your ALR career. Billet has had a great second lap there. He's moved himself into 8th fastest, so great stuff indeed there for Billet. Absolutely lovely stuff indeed there. So we're over the shoulder as well, and now then dropping down the hill then. Theo then going a bit wide then, having to correct the car, and the car is getting very unstable at the old rear end there from Theo then. So how is that going to turn? How is that going to play out in terms of what is going on the clock then? Let's find out then, as we are now down the back straight. There's a Mercedes in front of us. I think that's Crystal Maze. It is Crystal Maze, the only Mercedes left in this qualifying session. A bit too far in front of the then if he wants a 12. Enrice just said that's a nice lap on the medium tires. That's a fantastic lap on the medium tires. As Serious Mushroom has agreed as well. It's a great lap on those medium tires. Half a second in front of the rest of the field at the moment. Enright is looking quite strong. And remember, he had 2 Grand Prix wins to finish off bronze last season, didn't he? And he is very much he's starting where he left off. It's a cracking performance there from Enright at the moment. There's goodness me, really good stuff indeed. That as Enright there is it's really showing some form tonight. And Theo has gone 4th fastest on the medium compound tyres. I can see that we've got a lot more medium tyres out there tonight than we had last night. Finishes on the lap at the moment as Dumb Cave then is just retired from the session. Now just watching the Mercedes car of Crystal Maze. One set of time yet. Noah has a vintage here. Billet there is currently out on the lap at the moment, but Billet might be exiting the qualifying session, unfortunately, as he is looks like he's running out of fuel. And there's drivers behind him that are going slightly quicker at the moment. And here Shatters, who is on a 8/10 of a second quicker. Shatters is on those soft tires as well. We'll look at who's starting on what tires at the end of the session as well. We've just seen someone jump up the. No, that's it. It's Theo. Theo is out of the qualifying session. He's gone off at the same place there as Diashi, and Theo is out of the race. Crystal Maze is gone as well. Oh my goodness gracious me! And Shatters has gone second fastest there. We've got action galore in the final stage of this qualifying session. Crystal Maze has out of qualifying. Theo's out of qualifying as well. Oh my golly gosh, then this is not good at all. Is it? Vintage is not through either at this moment in time then. What about Spudhead? He is starting us up now. RDW is also starting us up then. But there is two drivers then. They're going to be cursing themselves. And Crystal Maze has crashed out the exit at turn 10 somehow. I'm wondering if he got on the power and just the back end was just shaking away. And he just unfortunately came to the bar then. Theo crashed right here. Unfortunately, this is where Diashi crashed earlier on. Then, of course, we've seen a lot of drivers go there over the years. Well, I think Emerson went to that barrier on his second visit here. Then Serious Russian has gone no Theo then, as he is very disappointed about Theo. Then Theo will be in 10th finish there, but that if he stays there, he'll be starting on those medium tires. Then, but unfortunately for Theo, that is going to be no crumb of comfort whatsoever. Then it's Vintage going for a second time run. Then just taking a look now, he is going for a second time running, so we'll keep an eye on Theo's progress. And what about Spudhead in the second split time? My goodness me, that's 1.3 seconds up in the second split time now from Spudhead. That's a great second sector there. Absolutely magnificent stuff indeed there. And I'm wearing the wrong type of shirt tonight then. Goodness gracious me. I've got a light blue shirt on tonight then. It's got a lovely I'll talk about my shirt in a minute, because I need to talk about Spudhead. He comes across the line and he goes fastest there. 2/10 second in front of Enright then. Good stuff indeed there. What about Vintage then? Can Vintage get himself through then into qualifying free? Vintage is stayed in 12th position there. What about RDW? He's found some pace. He's found a lot of pace then, and he is through in 4th position as well. And RDW will be absolutely loving that then. Of course, he struggled last season and he avoided the drop just about, and I think he'll be very happy with how that session's gone then. And also Ross G is through as well, but that means that we have lost Joseph, Billet and Vintage all out of qualifying. And that's a shame indeed then, isn't it, there for those drivers. And Crystal Maze down in 14th position, Diashi down in 15th position, my word there. Vintage in 13th position. Now we've lost Billet as well, and we've also lost Joseph. Goodness gracious me then, some big names out qualifying there, and that is a big blow indeed. And unfortunately, Theo then is into qualifying free, but he will be starting 10th on the grid then for our race coming up after this qualifying session, of course. Then, but that is a huge blow indeed, isn't it, for Theo? What a shame now. And of course, at the end of that one, it is Spudhead who is quickest, and he is. And there's only 4 drivers on the soft tires in the end. It felt like a lot more than that, didn't there? But it's only 4 drivers in the end. It is Spudhead who is quickest in qualifying 2 from Ross G in second position, and Jamie Enright is in third. Shatters and RDW is also through on those soft tires as well. Everyone else in the top 10 is on those medium compound tires to start off the Grand Prix. 15th position then is Diashi. Crystal Maze is out of qualifying. He didn't set a time then. That is the precarious nature of going out late then. Crystal Maze crashing the car. He is out of qualifying. Vintage in 13th position. Bullet in 12th position. And Joseph in 11th position. But remember, all those drivers can choose what tires they can start the race on, which could be a huge advantage then in this race then. And then as we are now getting into qualifying free, this is where it starts to really get into the serious end now, a serious business as well for bronze. And taking a look at our previous pole sitters then in bronze tonight, and Diashi had 3 pole positions to his name, and Crystal Maze also had 3 pole positions as well. So we're guaranteed to get a new pole sitter tonight then for bronze then tonight. So who is it going to be then? Well, we're going to we're going to have to find out then. As let's see. Let's see what is going to be unfolding here then. Anyway, yes, but I got a blue t-shirt on tonight then, but unfortunately it's light blue like that Alpine car, which unfortunately you can see my sweat patches, which aren't very good. But it is a Formula 1 theme there. It says keep calm and watch F1, or keep calm and carry on watching F1 or something like that. But there you go. Something along those lines anyway. Cool. So one of my favourite shirts then, of course. Then we got Immortals just come out of the pits as well, but it is Jamie Enright there who's just out there. He is not interested whatsoever in what the other drivers are doing, and all he wants to do then is get a time in there. He doesn't want to be involved in any shenanigans, any drivers, any yellow flags, and any drivers going slow or anything like that. He wants to get in and get it done then. But we'll soon find out. How this one progresses. That RDW is in the pits, Ross G in the pits as well. Then we've only got 9 cars in this qualifying session. And as unfortunately we lost Theo as he has buried his car into the barrier, unfortunately, which is a big blow there for Theo, isn't it? So we've got 2 Haas cars in the top 10, and it's good to see, isn't it? As Enright and RDW. Then I think they are very strong teammates, aren't they? RDW, I think, is going to have a much better season this season than he did last season in bronze. And of course, Enright, as we've already seen how impressive he is so far. As he is just warming up those soft tires while Enright is. And let's see what he can do. And out of the final turn, and let's go on board with the man who seems to, who so far has got this qualifying well under control. Then, but the next 9 minutes or so is going to be crucial if he wants to get on pole position. And DRS then is now open and 204 miles an hour. And before breaking down into third gear, 50 miles an hour, and before getting back on the power as well. Do not want to take too much of that exit curve of free then, because it will spit you off into the left-hand side barrier now. DRS, the second DRS zone as well, before breaking up into turn 4. It is off camber there, but the exit is so wide there that you can let the car run out almost onto the outer loop there. And now into 5, 6, and 7 as well. And this is a beautiful series of corners, but you drop down the hill, don't you? And again, then that pesky outside curve there can really throw you off into the barrier. There is a lot of places where you can go off and have a nasty accident in these Grand Prix. As Jamie then now into turn 9, 10, probably the most difficult break-in point on all the Formula 1 calendar. Now going over this, support grid hatch as well. Look at how much off the track he is there. Incredible stuff indeed. That powering up the hill, then out of turn 11, then into turn 12. Hold on to your hats, folks. And incredible stuff. 4-2 in the second sector. That's a monstrous second sector there for Jamie Enright. Brilliant stuff indeed there. And a ride in the outside curve, nicely indeed. 2 corners from home then. If you get 14 right, 15's enough in turn then. And look at that, he's almost off the circle again. It's incredible how much these drivers are maximising the circuit and beyond then. One DRS right on the money then. He is over the line. It's a 25-4. It's pole position then for Jamie Enright. What a lap indeed then. And that's an incredible lap then. The Shadows is off, think about 8/10 of a second away already. And he is 26-5 for Shadows in the end then. But Immortal is on pole position there for the Alpine car. Oh, goodness gracious me. And Spud has gone 4 fast as well. Oh, goodness gracious me. And that is a very good time indeed. What about Ayrton? Ayrton has abandoned his time. There's something gone wrong with Ayrton's first attempt there. Mings dumb cave and out to the final turn, and then Mings goes third fast. It's good stuff indeed. What about Chappie in the Williams car as well? Over the line then. These are first attempt, and Chappie goes 5th fastest then. Oh wow. And this is the top 6 set that we've started off so far. It is Immortal who is now fast at the moment. 2/10 of a second in front of Enright, who is second. Mings in third position. Shatters is in 4th with Chappie 5th. Spud is in 6th position there. What a fantastic opening, a series of laps there. Brilliant stuff indeed, and fantastic stuff from all the drivers. Really impressive stuff. RDW is just about to start his lap. I'm telling a lie. He's 2 corners from home. Ross G then is on a lap now in the Williams car, and now building up the hill, then coming up in to turn 4. Yellow flag is fluttering. Then you can see at the top left hand side of the screen then, but do not worry about that. It is RDW who is just preparing himself for a lap then. So at the moment, Ayrton unfortunately has had to abandon his time and come back into the pits. Then we've got 3 cars who haven't set time just yet, but this is Ross G who's about to try and put that right now then. And now accelerating away and going over the crest of the hill as well. There's a yellow flag. What's going on? And Immortal has had a spin there, a precarious spin at turn number 15, I think that is there. And he's had to come back in the pits. And I don't think that should cost him too much time in the grand scheme of things. We've got just over half distance left in this qualifying session as well. Of course, with 3/4 minutes to go in this section. I tell a lie, 6.5 minutes left in this session as well. Serious Run said, ooh, spicy there. Ross Roscoe is just saying a very good lap there for Jamie M right there on the medium tyres and qualifying too. Sorry, I'm a little behind that. We've also got Vince saying AC is in fine form, and he really is indeed, isn't he? Did Jake Wilson know something we didn't there from Serious Mushroom as well? Out of the final turn then for Ross G, then DRS right on the money then, and Ross G goes into a nice 6 fast mode, and Artie Wee is taking his time on his outlet there. Goodness me, as I gotta say, I think that that's a very slow outlet there for Artie Wee. Is his tyres going to be okay then? They looked alright into turn 1 then, albeit we missed it, didn't we, really? So I'm just telling a lie, really. No, I'm making up as I go along. Artie Wee has gone purple in the first sector, and lovely over the shoulder shot as well. Becca saying go on air to that. Of course, Becca, who unfortunately had a nightmare race last night, didn't she? But she had a superb qualifying session. Of course, it was her first pole position of her career in ALR before technical gremlins really marred her race, which is such a shame, because I think in that race as well, it was a cracking race. It was a cracking race, wasn't it? And we did our first time winner, but it was definitely going to be one for the history books, wasn't it? But unfortunately, Wash Monado had some issues there. As I just got Emroy saying, not going to lie, Immortal is pretty quick. He is at the moment there, is he? 2 tenths a second up at the moment. Ardewey is done a 5.4 in the second intermediate split time. I knew Mushroom has been mixing it with the big boys and girls. We have also got Diash saying strategy for the cars out of the point set. Any suggestions there from Diashi? Of course, I'm not going to make any suggestions there because I have no earthly idea. Ardewey goes 7 fast at the moment then, so he's done 26.9 then, 3 tenths a second away from Ross G in front of us. But at the moment, Ayrton is on a lap. He's invalidated his time again. Ayrton has with 4 minutes to go. Quarter minutes to go in this session. So this is not looking at too good at the moment. It's oh goodness gracious me! And we got a lot of strategy suggestions that now that has been flown into the comments. Good stuff indeed. That once we got a bit of a lull in proceedings, and is that Jamie Enright looks like he's out quite quickly then, so he's going to start his lap now. Then he wants to get that first pole position of his career, does he? Immortal though is here to stop him, isn't he? But let's see what Enright can do then as he flies past me down into turn 1 then. So while Nardo is reckons it's a medium hard strategy then, so you can do a reverse strategy. You start on the hard tires if you want, or just start on the fresh medium tires, and you actually just go with the flow. But safety cars are silly. We have also got Young Tommy medium hards worked fantastic for me yesterday. Young Tommy getting his first podium of his career in ALR. Wilson say don't start hards. That cost me that podium yesterday. As Wilson looks like he's trying to fire up the hard tires, and Enright is off the circuit. He is spun off bed, and Enright there is his qualifying session shot then. He's got 3 minutes in this session, and so he's got enough time to get a time on the board. But what about the fuel? What about his tires? Are they still going to be in the window? Oh my goodness me! We've got Immortal starting us off as well, and so let's go on board the man who's currently pole position here in bronze set, and so far we're going to have a new pole set. That is guaranteed. I can make one guarantee tonight then. It is going to have a new pole sitter here in bronze tonight. Who is it going to be though? I do not have any earthly idea, as this is going to be a very intense race to say the very least. That Serge Bird saying start mediums, the Ashley then Becca saying that Dan got podium on Sunday, to be fair, with those hard tires. And yes, Dan did. Of course, he got driver Dave from 20th on the grid, I think it was. But Wilson, of course, also near the back as well last night. Then, so I got to say, there's a lot of drivers that are very good in the race trim and do struggle in qualifying. But we'll soon find out, won't we? We've also got Serge Merchant. Stay away from Tommy. He cost me a podium. We have also got Liam D then saying I might try hard at soft tomorrow. Whereas Liam D is getting prepared then to his race in COBALT tomorrow then, as he drives in the Alpine car. We have also got young Tommy. Damn, Jamie Wright knew I would spin in qualifying there and right there, but he's come back to the pits end, so he's got enough time to change tires and have another bite of cherry. Got something that now we're just watching them all to into the final turn as well. Then what is he going to be able to do as he accelerates out? Then is this going to be lower in the benchmark as well? Can he get into the 24? It's not quite then, because he looks like he had to back off on that lap there. And they're just now breaking down into turn number 14 as well. Accelerating out then, and Chappie, this is a good time for Chappie. 7 tenths of a second improvement there. He's on the second row of the grid then for the Williams car, and Chappie there has really announced himself in the bronze paddock, hasn't he? Of course, he was a super sub for more often than not last season, but this season he has got a full-blown drive, hasn't he? And right from the get-go, Chappie is going to be a major player in bronze. I would hazard a guess then. Mortal is a tenth of a second up in the first sector times. He comes over the brow of the hill as we got a Chappie's off the circuit there, and he spun off at the top of the hill. Then it turned 4. Mortal then is on the back straight as well. Yellow flags is fluttering then as now is Mortal then powering up the hill, going on board with the man who is at the moment. He is at the top of the timesheets. He's on pole position there for the Bahrain Grand Prix. A tenth of a second up then in the second split time as well. Get on the curb. He almost spun it there, didn't he? He fouled the car, trying to over-rotate there on the Alpine as well, but he is one corner from home then, and Immortal there is going for a second time round on these soft tires. Pretty impressive stuff indeed. Accelerating out of the final turn as well. Immortal across the line, and it is pole position there. He's improved by a tenth of a second. It's a low 25 now. It was originally, but it's a lower 25 now, the 25-1, and wow. My word, then he's blown the doors off of that Alpine car if they had a door, but of course they don't then. Roscoe then is Roscoe, sorry, there's too many Rosses, isn't there? Ross G, I should say, Ross G, my goodness me. Jamie Enright is now starting this up then. A lovely shot here, look at that then, look at how much the car, how much the driver's just shrouded in the cockpit there. Ross G is in fair fast, he's improved by 7/10 of a second there. Good stuff indeed then. What about Mings? Mings now starting this up as well, but he's quite close there to them, so he might get a cheeky old slipstream now. Here comes Spud, he's found a second almost in the second split time. Spud is going to elevate himself over the 6th fastest there, he's a second quicker than his previous best. Good time indeed there for Spudhead, and he is on the 3rd row of the grid as it is at the moment there. As Ardewee, it's Ardewee missed the line. I'm thinking, he's got no nose cone there. Ardewee hasn't there. I'm not sure what's happened to Ardewee, but he's down in 8th position there. He's going to be he's not going to be a happy chappy at all on that one, isn't he? So Ardewee has all gone wrong for the Haas car, unfortunately. Shatters then is a 3100 second up in the second split time. He needs a bit more time than that if he wants to improve. He finds a 10th for a second in the end, but he's 7th fastest on the 4th row of the grid though. A very good starting time indeed then. Immortal then, who's just coming back into the pits. Well, Jamie Wright is found at 9100 second up in the first split time. He's found 2/10 of a second up in the second split time. He's in the ballpark now of pole position then. Immortal's done enough. He can't do any more. Chappie has finished his session. So is Chatter. So is Ardewee. What about Enright then? He is now 2 corners from home then. Here's in 14 as well. Then lets the car run. Not too wide though. Out of the final turn then. His first 2 split times have been mega. What about his final one? It is pole position there at 24.997 there for Jamie Enright, and he's on pole position then for his for ALR bronze here tonight, and that's a magnificent pole position time as well. Oh, fantastic end lap there from Enright. Really good stuff indeed there. Mings is going 3rd fast then. Ross G then, who's just Ross G has just come back to the pits, spud in as well. Ayrton's invalidated his time, and he's going to start 9th then, so Ayrton's going to be kicking himself. He didn't get a time on the board at all. But the hero of qualifying is Enright. He is on pole position in the 24.997 there. Magnificent time there from Enright. Really impressive 17. That's his first pole position of his career in bronze. Is that the first of many? I'm going to hazard a guess there and go out on a limb and say yes. Magnificent pole position indeed there for Enright, and a perfect start then to his campaign here tonight. Magnificently done there from Enright. He is on pole position there, and he's I gotta say though, up until that last qualifying session, I would say that he was very much in firm control, wasn't he? But Immortal there got quite close in the end, but unfortunately it wasn't close enough. Impressive stuff indeed that. So Enright is on pole position then for the first round of Bronze Season 4. Second position is Immortal, a 10th for a second away. Third position is Ming's Dumb Cave with Chappie in 4th position. Ross G in 5th then on his debut. Good stuff indeed. And Mings as well. And Immortal. Great stuff indeed then. Spud in 6th position there. Shatters is 7th. Ardewee is 8th. And 9th position is Ayrton, who didn't set a time unfortunately. 10th position is Theo as well. That is your top 10 then for the Bahrain Grand Prix. And here we go then. As Enright there saying that he had some issues in Sector 3 down. For just saying, what fair play, Jamie. Well deserved. Nice time there for Jamie as well there for Serious Motion. Good stuff indeed. As absolutely impressive stuff. Fantastic stuff. As Tango saying, talking about blowing the doors off, reminds me of the Italian job then. Which one? Is it the original one or the new one with Mark Wahlberg in it? I quite like the new one, but I'm a big fan of Mark Wahlberg, I gotta say. I love that, man. Right then, let's get on with it, shall we? And we have 12 seconds away then from the start of the formation lap here in ALR Bronzen. A magnificent start to the season as well. We've had 3 cracking qualifying sessions, haven't we? And right there, can he stop the poison chalice known as pole position this season? And so far, 2 races down, and we haven't had any of the drivers that have actually won from pole position yet. All the front row, indeed. It's been the second row, hasn't it? Enright saying, good luck, guys, as he now goes away on the formation lap as well. 20 cars then for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. 4 drivers on the soft tires then. Ross G, Spudhead, Shatters, and RDW. Everyone else is on the medium tires, and no sign of the hard compound tires, and everyone is on the medium tires, and as we are now starting the formation lap. Let's go for the grid. 29 laps to go around Bahrain. This one flies by, doesn't it? Of course, I'm expected to be done in 45 minutes time, which is good stuff indeed then, because I should have emptied my bladder before I came on. Right, Jamie Enright is on pole position and for the first time in his career in the Haas car as well, and I must say he had qualifying in the palm of his hand, didn't he? But it was a late charge there from Immortal there, wasn't it? A great charge as well there. Immortal, a very impressive debut qualifying session, and for Ming's Dumb Cave as well in third position, and good stuff indeed there. Chappie in fourth position in the Williams, and the second his teammate Ross G in fifth position in the second Williams. Lovely stuff indeed. Spudhead is 7th there, with Shatters 8th, and RD Wee is also in 8th position as well. 2 cars can't be in 8th position, can they? Ignore me. 9th position is Ayrton in the medium tires on the McLaren. 10th position is Theo as well. Unfortunately, he was at an incident in qualifying, and he is down in 10th position there. Joseph is on a fresh set of medium tires. Look at the shine coming off of those medium tires in the 11th position there. Put it in the 12th position in the Haas car. Goodness me, a lot of sparks there. I hope we aren't damaged on the floor of that car. 13th position is Vintage, with 14th position Crystal Maze, D Ashley in 15th position as well. 16th position is Lewis Williams. Both Mercedes there lined up directly behind each other, but unfortunately a bit further back than they would have liked that. Connects in is David's 9 in 17th position there. 18th is Troffer, and also there's David as well. Swanshanks in 19th position there in the Alpine, and 20th position is Roscoe. We haven't seen much of Roscoe, and I think that's the default out as well from Roscoe as well. I am very disappointed in you Roscoe. Absolutely disappointed indeed there. Of course, but as he did have a very nice tribute album last season. He had the 70 years of Formula 1 in the Ferrari. Roscoe then, of course, one of the most experienced drivers in ALR Bronze. I've just seen serious questions in the comment there, but it's Codemasters. 2 cars could be in 8th position. Indeed they can, but I think this time it's my mistake, not Codemasters' mistake. That Roscoe lining up on the grid, 20th on the grid, 20 cars that is about to fly through Sakia, and there is the pit stop strategy powered by AWS. And of course, so I'm not sure how that's going to play out then. And so just now it's. The lights are on, of course, then, but I'm not concerned about the lights then. As now we're on board with Emirates. Look at that, look at that. Now the revs are on then, and here we go, and it's lights out, and it's go, go, go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. And Enright, that goodness me, he had to get out there, and there's a spin already. It is Spudhead who's facing backwards already, and Enright has lost the lead. He has lost second as well then, as a Dumb's Cave End has also got through, and Enright's had the pole in. It's a terrible start there from Enright, the pole sitter. And look at this, then his Mings is now taking the lead here in Bahrain, and incredible stuff. And Immortal now is on the outside, haven't looked there, but Mings is all goes there. There's a bit of a and Roddy Wee has flown up 5 positions. There's end plate damage there. There's end plate damage there from one of the cars there. Is it Immortal? He's spun it. Immortal has spun it. He is off. He's had the pole and started. Oh goodness gracious. Oh, debris is all over the show as well. Roddy Wee has got damage. I think he's got major damage in the Haas car. And oh gosh, that is as Theo's up into a fantastic 6th position, and this is all out anarchy here as Connects is up 10 position. Roscoe's up 10 position as well. Oh my gosh, they're one action packed opening a lap here for Bronson. It's absolutely anarchy out there at the moment. Crystal Mates is now up into 10 position as well. Now just take a look then. Billet has now gone through as well. Got yellow flags at the RDW. Is just trying to recover back onto the circuit as well. A Ferrari of Roscoe's gone off. That's the same place going off in qualifying, unfortunately, for Roscoe as well. Diashi is on. Look, RDW is right off the circuit. They're just trying to get out of everyone's way. He's got damage, hasn't he? So RDW is be hoping for some kind of safety car as well. There's a yellow flag as one of the is Immortal who's having major issues on his opening lap here as Mings is taking the lead then as we got, oh gosh, and that's a spinner. Diaz had to take a face of action there as a Troffa has had some major gremlins here, and he is facing the wrong way. Pit stop strategy set for Championi and Joseph, and 3 cars are in the pits already, and goodness gracious me, and that is quite a action-packed opening lap here. The soft runners are doing a great job of Shatters here, and he is now alongside to Enright then. He's having a look, but Enright there, of course, has got the high ground. Dominguez there on his Davis Knight there is leading the way then. There he is in the Aston Martin. Can he get Aston Martin's first Grand Prix win? We are far away from that at the moment, aren't we? As we got, oh goodness me, the Red Bull is off again then, as it is Chaffer then having some major issues in the Red Bull as he is trying to recover now, as before he gets back out on circuit then. Mings is leading at the moment. Second position is Enright then, as we are now coming down the back straight. Connects has gone at 10 positions. Fantastic stuff. 7 positions there for Roscoe. 8 positions there for Swan Shanks as well. Impressive stuff indeed. That Connects there just flown off. He's take off like a scolded cat, hasn't he? As Murray Walker used to say on one of the old Formula 1 games, I'm sure it was. Back on board then with the Honda powered AlphaTauri as well. Lap 2 of the Grand Prix, and Mings is flying out there. Oh gosh, Arnie is off the side. He's lost the nose cone again there for the Haas car. Major gremlins there, unfortunately. For and he had a difficult qualifying 3 in the end, didn't he? And now he's had a major issue to start this race, and that is such a shame then, isn't it, for he as Theo set the fast on the race, absolutely flying there. Theo is in 5th position now. Look at this, as Shatters on the long side. Jamie Enright at the inside, has he got track position? Indeed he has. Great manoeuvre there from Shatters, textbook. And now he is in 2nd position. He's on the soft tires, remember that, and keep that in mind then. As I look at this, and there's the Red Bull of Vincent just being overtaken by Swan Shanks as well. Good stuff indeed then. Let's go back out to this battle here. Enright is having a look there, but Shatters has got the high ground. He has the position there, and now, but remember, Enright is on a different strategy at this stage of proceedings. I remember that to anyone on the soft tires, that is the faster of the 2 tires that we are using at the moment. And of course, the medium tire is the middle range tire. The soft tire is a quick tire, but of course it degrades quicker, of course. And so you got to be very conscious of that, guys, ladies and gentlemen. There, it is all about it's the strategy in these days in Formula 1. It's all about tires, isn't it? No refueling anymore. And goodness me, someone's completely demolished our DHL sign, hasn't it? So obviously they're not impressive by the Courier's speedy service. Connects then, it's on a cracking race at the moment, isn't it? Fantastic stuff indeed. That qualifying is pretty appalling, but the race is much better. Artie Wee is having a nightmare race at the moment now. He's on the hard tires now, Artie Wee is, and be hoping for a safety car as Swan Shanks is dropping down the, oh gosh, he's right off there. He's off on the car park of turn 12, and Swan Shanks is being very I've got to say, that's very sportsmanlike from Swan Shanks. Hats off to him there. So I would have just steamed back onto the track there, but that is why I've been taken out of the car and put back into the commentary box there, as the admins have had enough of my shenanigans as Connects there up in the 6th position, and he passes Ayrton, and jobs are good in there. Good stuff indeed there for Connects, and Ayrton dropping down into 7th position at the moment, so in the McLaren, but he's still in the points at the moment there, so good stuff indeed there for Ayrton. We was just taking a look at someone else there, which is I've forgotten who he's having a look at. Billis having a look, oh, he's at the inside, track position, yellow flag there, so it's the Haas car, I think it is, oh my gosh, Billis having a look, oh gosh, good gosh there, oh my word, Crystal Maze, he's lost the whole of the wing section as well. This is absolute anarchy here in Bahrain, drama after drama. Oh my golly gosh, I'm not even sure what to say anymore. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed, isn't it? We're only on lap 4. Ooh. Oh my word. Unfortunately for Crystal Maze, so he is quick, isn't he, Crystal Maze, but unfortunately does have problems there with doesn't he, with getting the car to the end there. Theo is absolutely flying out there, goodness me. He's put that qualifying disappointment right behind him right away, straight for the get-go. Theo has said, and goodness me, he's flying brilliantly in that Ferrari at the moment. No retirements just yet, and RDW is now a lap down, unfortunately. It's really a nightmare race, and same for Crystal Maze as well, as he's dropping down the order as well, so he's going to have to really think on the fly about what he's going to do with the older strategy course. And remember, strategy is a main part of Formula 1 racing, isn't it? Of course, it's not about being fast, it's also about having the right strategy, isn't it? And of course, these drivers cannot just be fast. They also have to make sure that they know what they're doing. They have to think as well as race. And goodness gracious me, that was something I could never do. And it's usually Dan screwing in my ear about me doing something there. Spud is now going to do a top position there. Lewis Williams said it's just dropped down to 13th position there. Spud on but it's on the soft compound tires at the moment. So he is trying to put his toe down now, and really, oh God's sake, next time. Oh my good, Shatters, he's off, he's out. Oh goodness me, Shatters, who is having, is a safety car, and Shatters was having a cracking Grand Prix. Oh my goodness me, the turn 8 curb there is a monstrous curb. It's claimed another victim here in this event now, and that is a major problem there. Oh, what a shame then for what a shame that the drive-through penalty there for Diashi. Oh goodness me, that is a major problem indeed then. So that's a slam dunk penalty there for Diashi, so that is a major blow. So Shatters, our first retirement of season 4 of Bronson. What a shame there for Shatters, because at that time then he was quite quick, wasn't he? We got 2 Haas cars there, but one is RDW then, and I think RDW, I'm not sure, unless the front runners come to the pits, and he could unlap himself, I suppose, but the game is not that smart, is it, unfortunately? But it's into the pits. Mings is into the pits. Enright is also in the pits as well. So Enright, they're all following station, and so is Theo in the pits as well. So is Roscoe. Everyone is into the pits. Ayrton, no, is staying out. He is rolling the dice, and Ayrton is at the McLaren. And I think this is good news there for RDW, because he can get himself back on the lead lap then. So absolutely good stuff indeed there for RDW. Not good stuff indeed. Not good stuff at all, though, is it? Unfortunately though, is it for Shatters and into the pits. That comes Williams car then, or Ross Gino coming in and out. That's a great manoeuvre there. Now Roscoe's also up in the 5th as well then. So we got a McLaren 1-2 at the moment. Goodness me. If any of you predicted that after qualifying, then I would not believe you. Or if I do believe you, I'll be asking you for the lottery numbers then. I'll be asking you for the lottery numbers as well. I'm just saying, look, I've seen in the comments there, Shatters has made a Shatters just explained what's happened there. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then Swanshank says coming out the pits now then. So just take a look then. Is the pit stops there are very much right underway then. Shadow saying RDW ghosted through me and lap down put me off and I went spinning then. Oh, what a shame there. What a shame indeed then for Shadows there. Of course this is what comes back to the Ocon Verstappen issue back in, was it Brazil 2019 or 2018? I think it's 2019, wasn't it? No, it was in 2018. Oh gosh, the years just merged into one now. Since I've turned 30, I can't remember. What year is what. Goodness me. It was unfortunately we've had the so similar issue then here tonight. Unfortunately, so that's a big blow indeed. Then. Oh no, Minx said it's a rubbish game. I've asked for hearts and it's given him softs there. Oh goodness me, Minx, who is leading the Grand Prix. That's a major blow for our race leader. Of course, he's the highest driver to come into the pits, and Minx has had that's appalling luck for the debutant here tonight. He was having a fantastic race in the Aston Martin, and now he's on the soft tires. That is not the best race tire, is it? Let's see if he could do anything from that then. Oh, but that is a major blow indeed, isn't it? What a shame. That is an absolute shame, man. It really is indeed. And let's just take stock, shall we? As Diashi there does have a drive-through penalty. I must remain calm now, don't I? Because of course I forgot about that. As RDW there is trying to catch up to the back. So is Lewis Williams and Crystal Mate as well. Ayrton leads the Grand Prix, but is yet to stop. Diashi is second, but he's got a drive-through penalty, and he is yet to stop there. Third position is Diashi, who is also it's Vintage who's third position and yet to stop. Roscoe is fourth and is yet to stop as well. We just seen a 3-second penalty there for someone, but I wasn't really paying attention there because I was tripping over my words. Said Gurman saying, come on, a McLaren 1-2, Vintage in third too, woo! As from a serious rush with D, then keep your comments coming in, ladies and gents, because it's going to be a cracking race already there. And I've got grey shorts on, but they were light grey now, not dark grey, because I am saturated already. I'm going to blame the hot sunshine on Peter. It's only 25 degrees today, wasn't it? No, it's only 24. I have no idea. But I wouldn't know that because I was in an air-conditioned office. Just taking a look at the back and to the middle of the grid then. So safety car is out. We're on lap 7 out of 29 here. We got one retirement. Shadows is the instigator of the safety car. Unfortunately, he had a big old smash, didn't he? Unfortunately, in that turn 8 there, of course, we Lewis Hamilton crashed there in 2008. We've had a lot of incidents there over the past couple of days here in ALR, and unfortunately, Shadows is the latest victim to hit the barrier at quite a ferocious velocity as well. So that is a big blow indeed then for Shadows. What a shame. Absolutely disappointing there. Young Tommy, first race of the season. Shadows out, you'll come back stronger then. Yeah, Shadows saying we'll do much. And plenty of races for me to crash out in then. But I must say, up until that point though, Shadows was looking very strong on those soft tires, wasn't he? He was really making that strategy work, wasn't he? So that is a big blow there to Shadows. As we're just waiting for RDW, who is not too far away now. He's about 2 corners away there from catching to the back end of the pack. And so RDW has got a reprieve here. So good stuff indeed there for the Haas car. Great stuff, Ben. We've also got Lewis G saying who raced last night and who had a great race last night as well, Lewis G. Yes, he was my personal driver of the day. Ross G for a potential podium as well. Excuse me, I was just regaining my composure, and also I thought I ended the stream then, so I was crying a bit. Anyway, let's go back to the racing, shall we? All right, so, safety car is in the end this lap. Then we got McLaren 1-2, but for all McLaren fans, I hate to rain on your parade, but unfortunately, he actually does have a drive-through penalty there. But Ayrton is leading this Grand Prix at the moment, so he is now the de facto safety car, so he is controlling the pace. This is the McLaren driver. Let's see, he's bunched them right up as well. When is he going to drop the hammer? Oh gosh, there he clumped the curve quite heavily, but he has dropped the Ashley quite nice indeed. I wonder if the Ashley's already in the drive-through penalty. Oh gosh, there's crash, there's instant. Oh my gosh, that's a huge smash there, and spun is the wrong way. Ross goes off the circle as well. It's a huge smash there on turn 15 now, and oh goodness me, and that is a blow. Is there going to be another safety car? There's cars all over the show, and look, Spud's going to have to come back in the pits. Roscoe out of the Grand Prix, he is furious. And there's Mings is also out of the Grand Prix as well. Spud is out of the race then. Oh my goodness me, it's yellow flag in sector 3. I'm not sure what happened there. And that is a major blow indeed then. And oh gosh, there Mings and Roscoe have come to blows. And Spud was also, I think might have been an innocent bystander in that one. And Connects and is now in 5th position. Is he battling away? But Jamie Enright is all over the back of Finch there. Enright, of course, is the highest driver who has come into the pits then on those medium tires. Is he going to be able to get the end from here? I don't think he will, but then again, Lewis G has made a believer out of me that the medium tires go quite a long distance in this Grand Prix. My maths is appalling though, so I'm not even going to attempt to do that then. But I'm not sure what happened there. Mings and Roscoe have come to blows there, but it looks at as Tommy saying another safety car. Oh, not then. I was expecting that to be a safety car. I should have been more of a safety car in the shadow incident. Oh goodness me, look at this. As Jamie needs to get this move done and dusted quite quickly here, as Ayrton is scampering off into the distance there. He's 3 seconds already in front of Vintage there, so Ayrton showing some pace there. Theo is going to try and get by as well into turn 15. There's not a overtaking opportunistic moment usually, but Theo is up into third position, and Theo might be a major forward in the side then for Enright going forward then, as we're on lap 9. And I think that the top 4 has got to stop again at the very least then. What about Connects and Ross G and Billet on the hard tires? Wow, I have no idea. Which is great stuff, isn't it really? But there we go. Spud is just sending a crying emoji in there, so he's absolutely devastated. So am I, because Spud was an innocent bystander there, wasn't he? He was caught up in all that shenanigans at the back there. We have lost 4 cars in this Grand Prix. Shatters out. Roscoe, Mings and Spud also out as well after having issues. We're on board with Chappie now, who is on medium tyre set, so he's about the same age of life of tyres, Ayrton and Vintage, albeit 2 laps younger. Same with Joseph now, who is just behind him and accelerating out then as well. And now then, as we come over the crest of the hill once again, yellow flag in 3 as we got to, oh gosh, and Chappie's gone straight into the back of, oh goodness me, he's gone straight to the back there, and oh, Lewis Williams is off the circuit as well as he's got the power, and Chappie there, oh goodness me, I think it was a Billet there, he went into the back too. I wasn't really too sure, to be honest there, as just a good job that the stream's 30 seconds behind me, because I couldn't have a look. Yeah, it was the Billet into the back of Billet, as Billet got damage on the rear end then. He's going to have to be very cautious. Remember, there's a new damage model on Formula 1 now. Has he damaged the back of that car in some way? Then it's the rear wing damage that Chappie is dropping down the order now, unfortunately. That is a big blow for Chappie. Had a great qualifying, but this race is not going to fruition now. As DRS is now enabled then at the end of the 3rd lap, and Ayrton leads there, but 2.5 seconds now. Jamie is now gaining on him quite profusely. Theo is in 3rd position with Vince in 4th position, and Mortal is trying to come back through the field. He was on the front row of the grid, wasn't he? As they're on board then with the Alpine coming down into turn 1. Vintage is dropped behind behind Connects, and Connects is absolutely standing up in the sea of that Alpine at the moment. He's flying out there. Look at him. Here he is, and there he goes. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed there. And here's our, oh goodness me, we've got 3 abreast, and Rosti's on the inside of Vintage there. Oh, Vintage there had a bit of Back to the Future stuff there. Fantastic. We got Rosti in 6th position there, Billet in 7th position then. It looks like he's come out unscathed then on the back there as incredible stuff indeed that. And just now on board with Billet then, as he is really pushing on, isn't he, in the Alfa Romeo. He's got a very good points record in silver and in the bronze, hasn't he? Doing a cracking job at the moment here tonight as well on those hard tires. Swanshanked in Joseph are side by side into turn 10, and now that's not very advisory, is it? Now accelerating away then, Joseph is trying to keep Swanshanks back, and Swanshanks is on the soft tire in this stage of proceedings then. They're trying to really use that pace advantage to his advantage then. I was trying to think of a better word than advantage then, but unfortunately my vocabulary is quite limited. So we're just watching a Mortal in the background. They're going slightly wide then before coming on the back straight as well. Swanshanks there is trying, well, I thought he was going to defend that, but he isn't there. Mortal there is going past him. Mortal has got some pace, hasn't he, in the Alpine in car too. Accelerates away, but Swanshanks is not giving this one up, is he? Mortal's got a 3-second penalty for running wide out of turn number 15 there. Lovely shot here. Where are we going to see Swanshanks there appear alongside us? I don't think we are, because he's dropped back, as Swanshanks has said. And now Williams is on the inside there. Oh gosh there. Oh my goodness me. It's Vintage. It is Ross G. Oh my word there. And look at that. Then Connects is over the 4th position there. Ross G is over the 5th position. There's Connects. He's not even in this battle. And we have got Billet there's having a look there. But Ross G defends his position, slams the door shut. And now we've got Joseph now up into 8th position as well. Joseph is up to 7th position. I have to correct myself. Oh my word there. I thought he's going to chop off the nose cone of the Red Bull. And we got a Mortal on the outside as well. That's not a good camera shot. This is a better camera shot. And up the inside. And there's also Crystal Mason is also involved in this as well. Oh, incredible racing, fantastic. None of them have come to blows, are magnificent stuff indeed. Oh gosh, there, just like I said, as Swanshanks is well off the target. Oh, as Crystal Mason goes to the back of the Red Bull, as he damaged the end plate there. His wings are quite precarious, aren't they? Of course, they're strong wings as well. Oh goodness! Oh my gosh! And I think Crystal Mace didn't see Swanshanks there. Swanshanks on the inside there. He's having a look there. Crystal Mace there is alongside. So this is going to. Oh my word! They have banged wheels. And now Crystal Mace is through and over the 10th position. Swanshanks down to 11th. Oh my word! There. And Joseph is still under attack at the moment. Oh gosh! It's a crash! It's out! And who's out? It's the Red Bull. It's a safety car. And yes. So what is this going to do then? And who's anyone going to come into the pits at this stage of proceedings? I wonder if it's a perfect opportunity time then for Joseph. Oh, 5-second penalty then. Oh no, I think Chris is going to take it straight away then. I think that has helped his case out there. Oh, my word. Ooh. Oh, lovely shot here then from the Mercedes crew. They cannot touch the car for 5 seconds then. And now he's going to be up on his jacks and changing those tyres and onto the soft tyres. And Troffa is out of the Grand Prix. We're down to 15 cars at this race. Into the pits, there comes Diash as well. And he's also throwing on some new tyres. He's on the hard tyres. Lovely shot from the McLaren garage there. Ayrton leads the Grand Prix. But his advantage of about 2 seconds now going to be wiped out there, because there is Jamie in the background now. He has got, Ayrton has got almost double the tyre life over Jamie Enright at the moment. He's done 11 laps on those tyres, whilst Jamie Enright has done 5 laps then. Let me quickly go to the comments, shall we? We have got we got Spud saying that I need to work on my safety car and safety car restarts. No traction isn't fun for me. So I think the Spud had. I wonder if Spud then just unfortunately fell off on his own there. But even so, then of course he might. Technically, that instant may have took him off his guard then. 20 laps on the medium tyres. A bit optimistic though for young Tommy then. Indeed, then of course I think that it was the incredible drive-in style of Lewis G last night that got those 22 laps out of the medium tyres, isn't it? So I concur with you, young Tommy. He needs to stop again. He's had 2 sets of medium tyres like Gurman is. I'm glad Gurman's paying attention. Seriously, because I'm certainly not. As Ayrton is now peeled off and come into the pits, and he's had a great race so far. As his qualifying wasn't great, but his race is fantastic. So special watch out for Bash and Harry come back then. As we're just also watching we got to connect. It's in Ferry the leader as well. Seriously, James was already past the pits. What are the chances, As that now they are all just coming into the pits now as well. As Ayrton is now out of the pits. As Jamie is also in the pits as well. Whilst I was reading the comments then, I completely missed that. As RDW is now back up in his second position there. Good stuff indeed then. Cracking stuff. Oh gosh, I've pushed the wrong button on my camera. There we go. Oh, what camera? What? Oh gosh, on me stream now. RDW is staying on the pit. So is Lewis Williams. Well, Ayrton is still, I think Ayrton, is he the de facto leader? He's done can Ross G go to the end on those hard tires from there? I'm loving this because I have no earthly idea, and that's why you guys are in the comments trying to hopefully going to help me out here, because I have no earthly, I don't even know what is going to happen here at the moment. But Ross G leads. He's done 6 laps on the hard tires. He's not come in this time around. Artie Wee hasn't come in either, but he's gone from last to second now. Good stuff indeed. That's a good hustle. Third position is Lewis Williams in the Mercedes, and he has done 6 laps on the medium tires. I would safely bet that those tires won't get to the end then, but I have been wrong before, and I'm probably wrong again. Ayrton in 4th position then. Jamie Enright in 5th position. Our pole sitter with Theo in 6th position. Connects is in 7th. He was inferior to the leader when Serge Russia mentioned that on the comic section. Unfortunately, I'm a day late and a dollar short. Billet is in 8th position. Joseph is in 9th position. He's on the hard tires. Billet and Connects are on the medium tires. Moto in 10th position, also on the medium tires. With Vintage on the medium tires as well. So those drivers going to get to the end on the medium tires then. Goodness me, that is quite a stretch, isn't it? But that should be interesting. Lewis G saying 22 laps on the hard, so should be doable then. Gordo was saying go on at Zach as well then. I think that, yes, of course, Lewis G did 22 laps on the medium tires, so I think that Lewis G definitely knows knows about those tires, doesn't he? Good stuff indeed there. So yes, so just watching safety cars in the end of the then. So safety car, short safety car didn't there, or maybe it was just me absolutely waffling on then. Crystal Mays on soft tires, Diashi on hard tires, Chappie on the hard tires, 2 laps, and Swanshanks in 15th position then. We are back racing then here in Bahrain then. When is Ross G and is David going to put the hammer down then? As he is, oh goodness me, he hasn't dropped out from the safety car yet, so that might hurt him a bit then. And now we're back racing. I think that now we're back racing, and look at this then. So it's not a very good safety car restart then from Ross G, but he is still in front. He is still in front because Lewis G's had Lewis Williams down then on the outside. And it's got Ayrton in 4th position there. And of course that we've seen from far last night. The other Haas then, as Jamie Enright's got a penalty. He's got a 3-second penalty with Phil all over his gearbox as well. And look at this, and we've also got Connects in there as well. And they're coming up into turn number 4. So we got yellow flags in the background. It's Vintage off, and Vintage is off the circuit. Enright is dropped down the order. He has dropped down to 6th position. And look at this, and as Theo has got past, he's up into 5th position. Enright's got a 3-second penalty then to his name then. As Enright is going up the inside there. Oh gosh, they're a brush with the Ferrari there. Enright is there. That was a lunge, a stamp on the brake pedal. A good almighty Ricardo-esque lunge there. Oh, is a Connect there trying to go up the inside then, and almost both of them coming to as Enright there going off the circuit as well. And oh goodness me, and Amsterdam Ayrton is up in the 3rd position, or is he? He's up the 3rd position. Lewis Williams on the inside, Ayrton is on the outside. He is up in the 3rd position. Ayrton is fantastic. And now we got Theo, who is now right underneath the rear wing of Lewis Williams as well. Jamie Enright is down in 6th position, and then can he now get himself back into this one? There's Artie Wee as in 2nd position, and he's done 10 laps on those hard tires. Ayrton's got a brand new set of those hard tires at the moment. Incredible stuff indeed then as we're coming down the hill once again, and Connect is having another look then on the back of Enright's squad, and lap 14 completed then. Swanshanks has got a 3-second penalty according to race control out there, and no DRS just yet of course. Billet is alongside it. Connects, and no he isn't, he's now past Connects, and he is through. Ayrton's up in the 2nd position, and he passes Artie Wee as well. Artie Wee dropping down the 3rd position there, as Lewis Williams is also in that battle as well, but I think Lewis had to back out slightly. Ayrton up in his 2nd position now. Good stuff indeed there from the McLaren driver then, so we come up the hill then, as look at this, as Enright is now starting to slip through in the Ferrari. He's out a look on the inside then, as Theo's on the outside, back on board. Oh, contact there, and Theo's dropped right behind there. I'm not sure what happened there, and Moto is out of the Grand Prix. He is out of the Grand Prix at the top of the hill. It's a safety car again, and oh my gosh, so it's 3 safety cars here tonight. Moto out of the Grand Prix, and we're down to 14 cars in this race then. Oh, incredible stuff indeed then. And oh my word. So just to take a look, 20 laps on the hard tires is possible, yeah, from young Tommy and from Serious Russell as well. Thank you very much, guys. Zach has informed me very kindly that he's now going to medium tires today, and he might not want you to know this, but hey ho. So as Gordo there, good inside information, that's what I like to hear. Thank you very much, Gordo then. As yeah, so I'm now going to look like a proper what am I going to look like? Oh, I don't know what I'm going to look like. I don't even know anymore. for. Serious Rush saying Ayrton's to lose now then from Serious Rush, and Gordon saying go on yourself, Zach lad. That my Discord is pinging like mad. Luckily I turned mine off during the stream then, because otherwise I think I feel that there would be a lot of driver chit chat going on. We've lost 6 cars in this race so far. As Ross coming in the pits, he is indeed coming into the pits, and RDW is also in the pits as well. Then I'm wondering, as Lewis G is staying out at the moment now, so interesting stride there for Lewis G. And let's see then, as Uas in the pits, Theo's in the pits as well. Theo, I'm not sure we got damage there with that scuffle with Enright there into the pits there. So here's the Williams mechanic to go to where Lewis G is. Lewis Williams was out of the session. That's why he didn't come in the pits. And heartbreak for the Mercedes driver. Roscoe, I keep saying that. RDW out of the pits as well, and he's always done that. That's a scrub set of medium tyres. Here comes, I think that's Crystal Maze, is it? No, I'm not sure, but that's an empty pit garage at the moment. We've got Theo out in 12th position there, Vintage in 13th position, and Swan Shanks in 14th. What is going on here? Oh gosh, sir. And there's all kinds of shenanigans going on at the top of the hill. And I think it's to do with Lewis Williams' connection there, perhaps, potentially, but hopefully no one's damaged the car. Didn't see any penalties come up then at the moment, and it's a thing. So only 2 drivers got penalties so far, so we're half distance in the Grand Prix. 3 seconds for Swan Shanks, 3 seconds for Enright as well at the moment now. Goodness gracious me. What is happening in Bronson? Safety car after safety car for Kakarot Goku. So Ross, it will be loving this for his tyres, and from Lewis G as well. Yes, indeed. And so Ross is a drop down side position. He hasn't got track position anymore, but it's absolutely perfect there, isn't it, for his strategy call. Great stuff indeed then. So safety car is back out. I'm expecting a short safety car as Lewis Williams is left for session again. This is heartbreak for the Mercedes driver. Hamlin absolutely, he's standing up in the seat of that McLaren, that Mercedes absolutely spectacularly well. So is Ayrton as well on the hard tyres, and he does have a very quick Enright behind him. Connects on his debut. He's having an absolutely magical Grand Prix at the moment in third position, or fourth I should say, because Lewis Williams is in this. He needs to get back in. Safety car's in then, and we are going to be back racing just a jiffy then. And Ayrton go for a second safety car restart then of his bronze career. This is incredible. And now he's back in the session. Lewis Williams is that Ayrton is trying to warm up those hard tyres now then, and he'll be back racing in just a few moments time then. And let's see then what the McLaren driver can do. Billet in 5th position, 6th position is Joseph, 7th position is Diashi Chappie, 8th Ross in 9th position, and RDW is 10. That's the top 10 then. And let's go back racing, shall we? Now then, as we are now going to be back racing in just a jiffy then, and now we are back racing. Now here we go, lap 17 then, as Enright then is, goodness me then, the tower is absolutely flashing before our eyes, isn't it? And now we're green then once again then, as now coming down the order then, goodness me then, I've been done before Lewis Williams' car, Chappie at the inside, and goodness me then, I think that door is always shut in there, and Chappie dropping down into 8th position. I thought he was in 8th position when he started that, but never mind. Now we got Roscoe, who's now up into, is having a look there at the inside of his teammate. Is he going to go for it? Connects, got 3-second penalty. Oh no, that's not good at all. And look, RDW has gone through as well as both the Williamses, of course, all kinds of mission there. RDW's going to spin. Oh no, and he has spun there. Oh goodness me then. Of course, that door is always going to close, wasn't it, unfortunately, for RDW then. That's a pinch zone to say the very least. We've also lost Williams again there. Oh my word. And that's a shame there for Lewis Williams, isn't it? And let's just take a look then. I've lost my gaps at the moment, but Ayrton leads there. Second position is Enright. They're both on the similar tyre life. Connects and Billets are in 3rd and 4th position. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Williams are in 5th position there, but unfortunately Williams got technical gremlins in that Mercedes, and he's going to be dropping down like a stone, I think, in the not too distant future. Soft tyres for Theo and for Vintage, and now it's going to have to go very long then on those soft tyres then to the end of the Grand Prix. We got Chappie, who's dropped back past now Theo as well. Theo is now up into 9th position. And what about Crystal Mason, who has been in the midfield more often than not? Then, of course, he's a very quick customer. Yellow flag then as RDW is out of the Grand Prix, and that is a big blow. Then we're going to get a safety car. It is a safety car again then, and Ayrton, but they've just entered it. They will be allowed to go past it, but another safety car. We've had 4 safety cars in this absolutely barnstorming of a Grand Prix. Oh my word there. And now the Mercedes, and now it's soft tires out for the Mercedes of Crystal Maze. This could be a very shrewd call here, and I'm wondering then Crystal Maze, He's coming to the pits then, and everyone else been let through on the safety car. Is he going to? I think he might make up a lot of time here. He will be still under Delta as Enright has lost positions. What's happened to Enright? He's dropped down the order, and Enright then has. I wonder if he fell off the track somewhere. But whatever the case may be, Theo's got a 5-second penalty for a collision with Lewis Williams. Lewis Williams' connection there is causing all kinds of anarchy out there at the moment now, and that's such a shame of Lewis Williams, and that's also a major blow for Theo as well, who's on the soft tires. Enright's dropped down to 4th position there. What is Enright? What is Diashi? What is Ayrton going to do here? As they're all on the hard tires. We are now at a safe stage where we're at a stage now then where the medium tires should be able to get to the end quite easily. So this is going to get very, very interesting indeed then. But we'll find out then. So just take a look at the comments as well then. As get your finger out to Connects from a serious motion then. Well, Connects up 2 seconds. Fantastic performance there. As he's getting very nervous according to Gordo, who is trying to coach his young debutant, his young protege through his first ever ALR race, and he's doing a cracking job, Gordo is, isn't he? And Gordo should be a race engineer. Fantastic stuff. Is Ayrton staying out? He is staying out. Joseph's back in the session there. Is anyone going to come in the pit set? Enright is coming in the pit set. No, he isn't. He's staying out. And so track position is king then. But I looked at around here. Is anyone else that coming in the pit set? We got Theo coming in the pit. A 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane for Theo then. So it's a snowball effect here for Theo, as he's thinking might have been furious about the front wing damage. Now he's going to be even more furious about the 5-second penalty as well. Swanshanks is also in the pits as well then. As of course then with the driver's centre, who were quite way behind then, as that is some soft tires for Theo and for Theo and at Swanshanks as well. Quickly going to the comments that every league race has been a safety car. It's absolute madness. It really is, isn't it? But this one's had 4 so far. I've lost count. Is it 4 or 3? Oh, you have no earthly idea there. Artie was a bit optimistic there, unfortunately, for Lucy. I think it was that door was always going to close, wasn't it, for Artie Wee? But that's such a shame, isn't it, for Artie Wee? Because he's got the speed, hasn't he, Artie Wee? But unfortunately, he's had a bit of a messy Grand Prix for the Haas driver. So Rusham still good, Zach. You still have the faster tires, and these medium tires are going to be even happier now, aren't they, with another safety car. So good stuff indeed. That safety car needs turning off needs turning off at every race set. Well, goodness me, I must say it's a really spice up the action. So I know, I've absolutely loved the safety car. Becca saying, go on Ayrton there, as he is still leading the Grand Prix. Ayrton is goodness me. And I got to say, this is best race in ALR in his career, in my humble opinion. Now he's driving the socks off at McLaren at the moment. Fantastic stuff indeed. Really standing up and see that car. If it doesn't it doesn't. It needs it doesn't. It's still new, and remember, people still need to get used to it. Then just put it in on virtual only potentially. As I said, there's a bit of a debate going on about the safety cars, and there's been out quite often or not. Then go to saying going on that. Then Lewis is just now on board as we are now getting back racing. Here we go then, as we are now going to be back in. We're going to be back in action then for 10 more laps in this Grand Prix. Can I survive another 10 laps? I gotta say, I'm struggling here, folks, and all I do is sit on my backside and just talk about cars going around in the circuit. These drivers have got to live the cars. They've got to breathe these cars as well, haven't they? As we have got to find out who is going to win the first race of bronze here in season 4. We are racing in with 10 laps to go, and Ayrton is now right under the attack now from Connection. He is on. Look, he's going this way and that way. He's on the inside, but not enough. Ayrton getting in the space then. Very clever stuff from both drivers in the racing. Oh gosh, there's not much space there. Swanshanks is off the circuit. Oh my word, Darren Joseph almost as Swanshanks there has damaged the car, but looks Crystal Mason is just trying to catch up in the background as well. Swanshanks there is damaged the car right at the back of the field there. It's incredible stuff. Incredible stuff indeed. Ayrton leads, and second is Connects, and Billet in third position. Jamie Enright's in fourth position. Diashi fifth. An incredible race so far. Absolutely fantastic stuff. As Swanshank's got 3-second penalty, he is going to be, I think he might be furious with what's occurred there. As Ayrton there just accelerating out of a turn number 10. Then he is very much under pressure now, is he? Because look at this, Connects is coming at him there. Connects is fighting. We got a massive battle between Theo and Joseph as well. Joseph has done 7 laps on those tires, hasn't he? And think that is because Joseph had a connections issue. Same for Williams as well in 7th position. Ayrton leads then, Connects is second, and Connects is still in the DRS zone as well. But remember, Connects has our 3-second penalty. Ayrton doesn't at the moment. How long those hard medium tires going to get last? So they should get to the end from here. So Connects does have the advantage at the moment from Ayrton in 2nd position. Billet in 3rd. 4th position is Enright then. Enright is all over the back of Billet, who's out to Ayrton. The Billet relegated from silver on an absolutely brilliant drive here tonight. Theo's up the inside. He passes Joseph. Joseph is fighting with a very worn tires, but he's still doing a good job there. Lewis Williams is in the pits then after 14 laps on those up medium tires. Ayrton's had a great run then. Crystal Maze has got the fast lap race. I haven't even spoke about the new fastest lap rule for this season in ALR. You get a point for fast lap. Doesn't matter where you finish in the race. As long as you finish the race, you will get fastest lap there. And at the moment, it's Crystal Maze head on course for that point then, that bonus point here in this race then. Ayrton there repelling the attack of 2 DRS zones. Chappie and a Vintage there is having a look on the outside. Theo is also going on the outside into turn 4 as well. Vintage though has the high ground. Oh goodness me, that is going to be, and there's a yellow flag there as Lewis Williams has had some issues there in the first sector. I know he's on the pit straight by the looks. There's some problems there for there's some problems there I think for Lewis Williams there as he is pulled off the circuit, and Lewis Williams there, I think he is going to be absolutely devastated with what's gone on today, and he is it's just been oh, he's back. I think he was left the session there, and his AI car is just parked. It's a safety car again then, and it's Lewis Williams' car who is its AI has just decided to park right in the firing line of turn 1 then, and now he's been disqualified. That's not Williams' fault there. That is the game then, so that is not good at all. It's for Lewis Williams, and he's been disqualified from the Grand Prix, but that is such a shame because Lewis Williams is having an absolute barnstorming Grand Prix. He's out of the race then, and we've got another safety car. I think that's 5 safety cars in this race then. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed then. Oh my golly gosh then. So another safety car, and is anyone going to come into the pits? Just taking a look, no one is in the pits at the moment as Lewis Williams' AI is struggling to get out of that hole there, so he might be a while. So Ayrton then, so this is helping the medium tires, I would say. So into the pits, and this is good news for Joseph, isn't it? Williams has left the session then, and what a hard break there for Lewis Williams on a great race, wasn't he, up until the connection issues. Joseph also in the pits as well then, so yes, those 2 drivers are coming to the pits. This is a golden opportunity then for Swanshanks as well to get himself back in the race and have another bite of the cherry then. Swanshanks in the pits. Has he got any new tires left? I'm wondering if any of the bottom 5 got new tires left. They've been in the pits more often than not, haven't they? Let's take a look at the pit stop, shall we? We've had 4 pit stops for Swanshanks, now 5 pit stops for Crystal Maze. Goodness me, feels like the Spanish Grand Prix 2013 all over again, isn't it? Hopefully this is a short safety car, and we'll have one more sprint race then until the end of the race then. Oh, goodness gracious me, then absolutely incredible stuff, Fed. As just taking a look at the comments as well, then as Brooksy is OMG then of young Tommy gone. Theo Ladd, who's in 8th position at the moment now. So I want Ayrton to win rarely, so he gets a real win. Laugh out loud. That of course, yeah, because Ayrton won the Italian Grand Prix, but we was a bit confused in that one because we had a post-race penalty, didn't we, for Gordon, unfortunately, after he had a tire infringement on the grid, didn't he, in the Italian Grand Prix last season of silver, unfortunately. So Ayrton wasn't able to bask in the glory, was he, as much then perhaps. Diashi and Billet have had a stormer. They have indeed, aren't they? Billet especially impressive stuff indeed. Diashi, who had a drive for penalty at this day, and is still right up there as well. So it looks like safety car is staying out for one more lap. Back on board with the race leader. 12 cars remain, and this is the most DNFs of all the 3 ALR races thus far. Ayrton leads then on an 8-lap-out hard tires. Medium tires are connected in 2nd position with Billet in 3rd position. Great drives from both from everyone in this race so far. Fantastic. Enright in 4th position. 5th position is Diashi. Ross G in 6th, and Chappie is 7th with Theo in 8th. Crystal Maze in 9th position with Vintage in 10th position. 11th is Joseph. 12th position is Swanshanks there. Enright there is just I thought he was overtaking Billet there, but I think he was just trying to get his brakes up to a temperature, wasn't he? So the 2 Williams there, and also fighting for position as well. All right, so now we're on lap 23. So hopefully in lap 23 we'll be back racing then for the final 5 or 6 laps or so in this race. An absolutely incredible 70s. Burn my lander. I can't even see him in the safety car. Is he even in that safety car? Of course, the safety car is a new red version this season. I don't think there's an Aston Martin safety car on this game just yet. But hopefully we'll see one in the not too distant future. So that'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Of course, only 20 rounds as well in ALR this season then. For all the for all 4 divisions, of course, then because we decided. I think the admins decided that it was probably best to keep it at 20 then and have the new races for next season then. So we're going to have a 24 or 25 race calendar for next season. So that's going to be the longest ever in ALR history. If the, of course, that's if the circuits are available by the time we start the next season. Hopefully it will be. Well, they should have been available at the start of this game. But there you go. I'm a bit old school. When I used to buy a Formula 1 game, I expected all these circuits for that season on there. But what can I say? I'm quite a man that uses a Zimmer frame to get around. Right then, Ayrton there is currently in the Grand Prix at the moment. Just going back to the comments as well. Got to say, right, Connects, you've got this. That AI reversing was painful. Then I must say, I quite enjoyed it from a weird point of view. But it did tickle me. So really good something. I will request that be put into the highlights video then for next season. We've just also got. Just Roger saying this helps Ayrton 3 laps until DRS, so it's a sprint to the finish. Then it is, isn't it? For it to then as just and the safety car lights are off, then so it'd be green once again then as Enright there completely went off the circuit. I'm not sure what's going on there. It's incredible stuff, but I wasn't sure if Enright there just drove into the barrier then. Thought you had some gremlins there. So after that, I think this is a 3rd or 4th safety car restart tonight. Goodness me. Remember Hamilton in the McLaren got his first Grand Prix win there when we had 4 safety cars, didn't we, in the Canadian Grand Prix 2007. We're back racing though here in Bahrain, and look at this. Connects had a fantastic run there. And Ayrton there is right to the lead. Swan shadows to the left of the session there, and he's going up the inside. Is he taking the lead? Oh, contact there. Ayrton turns in and Connects it Ayrton there. This is the powerful lead there. Ayrton, is he going to get off it? He is alongside there, and his Connects is taking the lead there on his debut. Connects is billeted also. Billet and Enright are fighting as well. And at the inside there. Oh gosh, there, and he's forcing him on the curb. Billet is it. And a bit of robust defending. And look, Billet is flipping the bird as Enright there is that is robust defending there, was there from Billet. Of course, he's trying to keep him back, isn't he? Ayrton has lost the lead there. And oh gosh, and Enright going up the inside there. Billet there getting off it. He's now going to do the old switcheroo and go back up and under there. So now look at this, he's on the outside there. And let's see what he can do then. As Enright then is kept his position, and he is now up into a 3rd position. Billet down 4th position. Theo is up in his 7th, I think. Yes, he is up in his 7th position as well. They're the top 2 of Connects and Ayrton, and no DRS just yet. So Ayrton has got to use the slipstream to get past in front of Connects, but he's currently in the Grand Prix. Here's Connects at the moment, back on board with the Ferrari of back on board the Ferrari of Theo, as here he is then in the Ferrari. He does have a penalty, does he? Look at the sparks, they're coming off for that Williams then, and now Billet is all over the back of Enright again, and he is on the medium tires, isn't he? So are those medium tires going to drop off at this stage of proceedings? I'll say absolutely no way, Pedro. And we're coming down into turn number 15 as well, as it Connects his lead in Edmund. Ayrton is 2nd, and Enright is trying to break the slipstream as much as possible. We've also got in the background Diashi and Ross G also fight as well. Look at this, here's Billet, he's coming, and look at this, he's on the outside then, he's on the outside of Enright then. Enright has the shorter route there, but Billet has the advantage, he has the momentum, he has 3rd position. Ross G has got past as well, as Diashi's off, Diashi has spun it, oh goodness me, and Jamie Enright into Billet there, and Billet is lost out of the position there, because Enright's back in front of Billet, and a back up into 4th position, no 3rd position, no, Enright up in the 3rd position, Billet down into 4th. This Berlin quartet here is really losing time now over the front runner, because Ayrton and Connects have just walked away, and Enright there has had a swapperoo there, and Billet couldn't take advantage there, and so as he got the swapperoo on just the right part of the track there, and look at this, back on board with Billet now. The medium tires are in a happier place at the moment, because Connects is now a 2nd in front of Ayrton, 25 out of 29 here in the Grand Prix. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed there, and just back on board with Billet now. Serious Russian Billet is a beast at the moment. moment. Fantastic stuff. Serious Russell saying Gordo connects, does need a 3 second, does need a 3 second buffer. He does indeed. So does Enright on Billet. Of course, there's only a couple of drivers there with penalties at the moment. We're down to 12 cars in this race. Billet is all over the back of Enright. Enright is struggling at the moment in terms of pace there because Billet is having a look at no dice going down into turn number 14 and 15. Ross G. DRS is now been enabled on field there. Oh, he's in the wall there. I'm not sure if that came to blows or what. I'm just in the end of that. And Billet is back. I'm in the third position there. I see, look at this. Jamie is harvesting. He's harvesting. And that has allowed Billet to get through and up into a third position. And he is through then. But Enright's coming back up and under as well. Billet's trying to repel the attack there. And Ayrton is taking the lead there now. Ayrton is taking the lead. I apologise. I've missed that. Ayrton leads as Connect has dropped down the order. So I didn't think it was that close. But goodness me, they were close. And going up the hill now. Ayrton leads the Grand Prix. Ross going. Ross G. I can't keep that in confusion. There goes as Enright's dropped down to fifth position there. He is he's having troubles there. Safety. Oh, what's up? Connects. He's off. He's off. Connects has got a problem there. What's going on? Let's just take a look. And what's going on with Connects then? He's had some issues there. And oh, goodness me. Enright is going down as well. Connects is out of the race. Oh, goodness me. I'm not sure what happened there. Connects are on a great Grand Prix, but that's not gone well at all. Crystal Mace is up in the fourth position there. Oh, my God. Golly gosh, has got a safety car again in this race. Oh, my word then. Oh no, I'm not really sure what happened with Connects there, but he just lost the lead, and then he's out of the Grand Prix. Connects is having an absolutely it's absolutely a fantastic Grand Prix, and he is out. He is out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Connects is there on his debut there. He was on course for his first Grand Prix win in his first start in ALR, and that's all come to nothing then. Connects saying, I hate F1, I just glitched into the wall. Oh, what a shame there for Connect, and that is absolutely horrific there for Connect. Abraham Valdez has just said, we've lost half the grid then. We have indeed, haven't we? It's been an absolute anarchy of a Grand Prix, hasn't it? He actually stayed out on those hard tires. I wonder if he was going to come in the pits. This is an absolutely incredible Grand Prix, isn't it? Gordon saying that's a brilliant race up to then. Jeepers, everyone has gone. Yes, they have indeed, Welshman Honors. It's been an absolutely crazy race set. This safety car is going to be a bit of a concern now, isn't it? Because Ross G and Billet are going to be concerned about the 7 on the Crystal Mason, 7 laps on those soft tires. Wonderful 7 lap soft tires are going to the edge of their limit there. Billet now in second position. Ross G in a third position at the moment. They're on board down Verton, who's led the majority of the race now, hasn't he? In the McLaren, and he's now, I think this is the 6th safety car, isn't it? Is this the most in the ALR history, or is it 5? I don't know what's going on there. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed then, as we're just on board then. As we're just on board right now, on board with right now. Remember, as I mentioned, that Hamilton in the McLaren of Canada 2007 there, he had 4 safety cars to contend with in the to get his debut win there. Is Ayrton going to have something a similar fate here tonight? That he has had 6 safety cars to contend with, give or take 1 or 2. I can't remember how many we've had, but Ayrton's also in the McLaren as well on his debut for the McLaren team. Can he win his first ever bronze at Grand Prix? This will be a second ever ALO win, but his first Grand Prix in a bronze on his return as well. Theo is 17 seconds back at the moment. Is the safety car going to come in? We're 3 laps away from the end here in Bahrain. What an action-packed Grand Prix. Oh, absolutely amazing stuff indeed then. Safety cars in the end of the lap then, so we've got 2 more laps to go then. So then this is how the order then, as we're going to be back racing once again. Ayrton should be getting very accustomed to these safety car restarts now. Oh goodness me, oh no, and we've got Crystal Mason's got a 5-second penalty for Enright going into the back of each. Oh no, and that is not good at all, is it? Of course, that is an absolute hammer blow for both those drivers, and that is going to be a crucial problem then. Right then, has Ayrton got, he's gone, isn't he? I think he's gone. Oh, he's gone wide though, Ayrton. Is that going to hurt him then? I think that he's all right then. As Chappie has dropped down the order as well. He has dropped right down the order. Chappie's on the appalling race. And Ayrton leads the Grand Prix. Billet in second position there. Third position is Ross G. Crystal Mason in fourth with Joseph fifth. Vintage in sixth. Swanshank seventh. Diashi eighth. Theo in ninth. Chappie in 10th position. Enright is in the pits there. As he's had 10th service in his 5-second penalty. Changes the nose cone. And he's going for that fastest lap as well on lap 28 out of 29 and 40. unfortunately for Enright then. And I've got to say, the curse of the pole sitter has come to fruition. And once again, then Crystal Mace is all over the back now of Ross G. We're on board now with Crystal Mace. He has a 5-second penalty to his name, and this is going to going to absolutely throw him down the order because we're so close to the end of the race now with 2 laps to go of absolutely spectacular Grand Prix. I've just seen someone say this is the race of the season in ALR. I knew we've only had 3 so far, and goodness gracious me. Here's Crystal Mace and Joseph on a grid race as well. Coming back through the field, Joseph has got quite it's going to need 5 laps on the soft tire side, so he's going to be quick at this stage. Since Theo has done no laps at all on the soft tire side, so Theo is going to be quite quick at this stage of proceedings as well. Ayrton has a 1.2 second advance over Billet in second position, with Ross G in third position. Crystal Mace is in fourth at the moment. Oh, incredible stuff. Joseph in fifth position with Vintage 6, Swan Shanks in seventh. Then I've just spluttered all over my laptop. 8th is Theo, 9th is Diashi, 10th is Chappie. Oh, I know Joseph misjudging Crystal Mace, but luckily there, no harm, no foul. I think that is Joseph should get that position at the end of this one. But look at this, Crystal Mace is now getting past, and we're on board then. As I look at this, look at right then, we're going to see a Mercedes. There he is, and there he goes up into third position. Of course, so he's going to have an absolutely spectacular. God, Joseph's gone, and no, Joseph is gone. Then there's a 5-second penalty for Chappie for spinning the pit lane, and Joseph on his bronze debut there has gone. It's not gone well at all. Vintage out a fantastic 5th position there, but he is now going wheel to wheel. Swan Shanks who has a penalty. Theo then, could be a golden opportunity for Theo, and he might propel himself as high as 5th here if Theo then could play his cards right. Oh, he almost went to the back of Swan Shanks as well. Swan Shanks is out of position then, so Theo is going to take that position. He's up into 4th, 6th position there. Good stuff indeed there. Oh my word, that absolutely incredible stuff. As a feeling, can he get past the Finch as well? And no penalties for these 2 drive sides, so he's going to have to get past, isn't he? And look at the foreground there is Crystal Mace who is trying to. He's going to have that 5-second. I wonder he might be able to appeal that 5-second penalty there. So we'll keep an eye on that one nonetheless. So Chappie in a 10th position. Jamie Onright says Jamie's out of the Grand Prix. Oh, he's got off. He's off on the final lap there for Onright. He is out of the race. The curse of the pole sitter continues. Chappie should get that final point now, but it is Ayrton on his return to bronze and out of the final turn. This is going to be his first win of bronze. Ayrton wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Absolutely fantastic. Billet, oh no, and Billet crashed in right at the end there, and Billet there is only going to get a point on one incredible driver spin for Billet. Ross G in second. Vintage on he's got podium for his first ever career podium in ALR bronze. My word there. So we've only got 9 finishers in the end. Now Billet is going to be. He's going to get a point now, but I'm not sure what. I'm not even sure what's gone on there. As Billet said, what OMG, I don't know for Billet. An absolute heartbreak there for Billet, because he was on course for his first podium of his LR career, and his car just went violently to the right-hand side, didn't he? Swan Shanks gets driver of the day, but it is Ayrton who wins the Grand Prix of ALR bronze, and there he is. This is his second Grand Prix win, but it's his first Grand Prix win of his career in bronze. Bring Ayrton back to silver. Ayrton saying, let's freaking go. Oh, amazing stuff indeed. And up the papayas as well from Diashi as well. What an incredible Grand Prix. 9 finishers in the end then. 9 finishers in the end of that incredible race then. I am absolutely I am absolutely lost for words. That incredible stuff indeed. But there it is then, and there is the final classification. Only 9 finishers in the end then, but it will get that point as well then. Fast lap does go to Crystal Maze as well. But it is Ayrton with his first Grand Prix win of his career in ALR. What an incredible fantastic Grand Prix win then. And let's take a final look at the classification, shall we? So Ayrton there won the Grand Prix for 9th on the grid. It didn't go too well for him in qualifying, did it? But it doesn't matter about that, does it? Because he got the full shebang of points there. He wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Second position is a Ross G in the end. Great drive from Ross G. Fantastic. Vintage in third position. His first podium of his career. Magnificent stuff indeed. Then that's also Ayrton's first podium of his career in bronze as well. Theo in fourth position, and he had quite a difficult Grand Prix. I think he did a great job to come back there. Same with Diash as well in fifth, from 15th to third, from 15th to fifth. Fantastic. Crystal Mays in 16th position there. Swan Shanks is in 7th position. 8th position is Joseph. 9th position is Chappie, and unfortunately Bullet in 10th position. I guess a point, but I think he should have been second. So I'm not sure what happened in the end. Jamie Enright, the curse of the pole, Cedric comes again, and he is in 11th position, and he's a DNF, so connects in 12th position out of the Grand Prix. Same with Williams, RDW, Immortal, Troffer, Spud, Mings Dum Cave, Roscoe, and Shadows, unfortunately, all retired then from this epic Bahrain Grand Prix. Absolutely magnificent stuff indeed. And I don't really know how to sum it up, to be honest. And as I take a breather a minute, then lean back, and actually that's not a very good idea. I'm going to lean forward then, because I am absolutely saturated indeed. I usually wait for the session to time up, but I can't hold it anymore. I've got to talk to the top three, but let's talk to the man who's won his first ever bronze Grand Prix. It is Ayrton. Ayrton, what an incredible drive today. That is absolutely fantastic from yourself today. You were absolutely magical, and I compared it to the Lewis Hamilton Grand Prix win from Canada a couple of seasons ago. It was 2020, 2007. Then talk about it from your words.
The one that was going to catch me out, and either someone else would do a different strategy or overtake me, especially that second to last one. But yeah, it's finally nice to win a race solely on action performance, because obviously my silver race was down to penalties. But yeah, it was a brilliant race. I'm thankful it's over, though, to be fair.
You say now stressful as well. I think that was 6 safety cars now, which is the most ever in ALR. I think, and that's absolutely incredible stuff. How I got to say, how did you keep your mind management going in that race? Because for me, it was ridiculous.
Well, I've got to say, thank you to Alex, because he was in the party helping me out. Otherwise, I would have probably melted under the stress and pressure. But yeah, it's a great start to bronze. Hopefully, I can get a few more performances like this in the season. Hopefully, my aim is to get back up to silver. So yeah, I'm happy how the race went.
I've got to say, you led the race more often than not then, but was you concerned about the drivers behind you? Because you've seen some drivers on the medium tyres. We had Bullet on the medium tyres, we had Ross on the medium tyres as well, and there was also Jamie Enright, who was pretty quick in qualifying. How did you keep your mind management?
Yeah, there's all the names behind me, throughout the race, they're all quick drivers, and every other safety car, I'm thinking, oh, that's less laps of wear on their medium tyres, which, if it's just in the straight race, they could wear down near the end and I'd have the advantage. But I thought the medium tyres were going to come into it at the end, especially after the second to last one, where I can't remember who got the better of me into turn one. But yeah, I was just worried then, but thankfully I managed to get a little bit of a head start, a little bit of a gap, and then I managed to keep that at the end there. But yeah, it was a great race, other than all the safety cars, but at least it was exciting.
And talking about the safety cars, did you ever think about coming in the pits when the safety cars were coming out? Because I was thinking that you may come in and throw on the soft tyres, or was track position king today for you?
Yeah, I think position's key, because obviously I think other people were waiting to see what I would do, and if I come in for softs, I think other people would. But thank God it worked out staying on hards, because I kept on thinking about it every restart, every safety car. So yeah, just thank God I didn't.
And of course, unfortunately, we missed the first bit of the interview there, because I forgot to update my sound settings, which is appalling by me. But just sum up your feelings for your first ever race win in bronze today. How are you feeling about
that? Yeah, I guess the best way, you could have started the bronze season. I was a bit nervous before, because I think I had a pretty bad season in silver. So just getting a win straight away in bronze, sets me up for a good season, hopefully. and hopefully I can do it at least a couple more times. I know it's full of a league through a lot of fast drivers in this, so it's not going to be easy. But yeah, I'm just thankful that I've had a good first race, and hopefully I can do that again.
Well done, Ayrton. Fantastic stuff. Your second Grand Prix win of your career in airline, but this one was pretty sweet. Well done indeed there. Let's come to Ross in second there. Ross, on your debut there, oh goodness me, you smashed it then. I think that you'd be wanting to come back for more in the next race in Spain.
What happened on the finish line? I thought I was going to be third there.
I have no idea. Something happened to Billet there, but I think, to be honest, I wouldn't complain if I was you. Second position there. So
I know. I'll take that. Hard race.
Talking about your racing, because I've got to say it's very hard to keep up, I must admit. It looked quite easy from Ayrton out in front there, but for you was up and down all over the grid. Talk to us about it.
Oh yeah. Well, I went on the hard tires, and I see when the third safety car out, I changed my strategy going to the mediums, thinking I'd get a good run, but then there was 3 safety cars after that. Jesus, every single time, man. And, was it?
Oh, sorry.
On you go.
No, and then of course, when the safety car came out, then it came out so many times. Was there any time that you was thinking, I'm going to stick to the strategy, or how difficult was it though to determine on what to do, because you're either going to be a winner or going to be a loser? How difficult is it to try and make your mind up in such a short space of time?
Following folk down the straight, and you'd wonder if they're going to pit or not. So I just stayed out. I was just keeping an eye on my tyres. That was the whole point there. That's why I switched off the hards, because I was like, I'll go the medium to end the race, and it worked. Got to be with a podium. Can't complain.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. And on your debut in LR as well, goodness me. The next stop win.
You're right. No chance.
Well, Ross, fantastic stuff today. Absolutely, hats off to you.
Right, cheers.
Vintage. Wow, on the podium for the first time in your ALR career. You had a bit of a difficult season last season. You started off well in bronze, but you tailed off a bit. But today, wow, goodness me, all that pain you had last season, it's all gone out the window now, hasn't it?
Oh, good evening, Sean. Yes, like Ross says, first of all, congratulations to Ayrton and to Ross. But like Ross says, what happened at the end, I was focusing on the cars behind us, trying to keep Theo and Diashi behind us for 5th. I look at my screen and then I cross the line and I'm 3rd. And like it says, with the horrors of last season, I wanted to make sure I put a lot of practice in for today, and hey, it's paid off for me.
Definitely makes perfect. But not only that, then it wasn't your speed, it was also your consistency as well, because you got no penalties, and that has elevated you up into 3rd position as well. How difficult is it on this track not to get any penalties?
Oh, very difficult. But at the moment, I know I haven't got the speed of certain drivers in this league. I'm well aware of that. Jamie, congrats on his pole. I don't know what happened to him, but yeah, I mean, there's guys in this league who've got the speed, so I've got to make sure I have the consistency of picking up no penalties, knowing that come the end of the race, there's a potential of me gaining a few positions.
I know, just one more question. It's about the safety cars and things like that. Ayrton and Ross then had 2 completely different ways to approach the safety car, of course, being in different positions. What was your take with the safety cars? There were 6 of them today. How difficult is it to choose which way to go? It was absolute madness.
It was, and to be honest, I always had the intention of doing a 2-stop. I practiced with the hards, and I knew it was Spinella City. One safety car restart, I didn't warm my tyres up, and I did take a spin where Mazza Spin took his. But it was just a case of every time a safety car came out was just utilise that free pit stop. And as the grid got shorter and shorter, at the time I think I was in 13th at one point, and there was only Swan Chance behind us. So I thought, well, I might as well pit, put on a fresh set of softs. I'm only going to lose 1 position. And yeah, come towards the end of the race, I'm holding off players back, drivers back, yeah. And it worked for me, so yeah, I like to think I capitalised just on every free pit stop I got.
You You absolutely did with that incredible podium. Well done, guys. Well done to Ayrton for his first
very
Grand
much.
Prix win of bronze. Well done to Ross for his first podium on his debut. And well done to Vintage there to start off the season absolutely spectacularly from 13th to 3rd as well. I use all you guys are my driver of the day. I can't even pick one. Right then, and that's it then for bronze tonight then. Well, there's me at the beginning saying that I hope this is quite a, a calm affair. Well, it was anything but 6 safety cars. I can't even believe it. Tomorrow night we have got one more league race to go in Bahrain before we jet off to the beautiful Spain. That is COBALT tomorrow night. Look forward to seeing you there.